Close your eyes for a moment. Take a slow, deep breath, and imagine the gentle sound of waves brushing softly against the shore. You are being transported back, not just in space, but in time. The sun is beginning to dip toward the horizon, painting the skies above the Aegean Sea in muted shades of gold, lavender, and soft rose. A quiet hush seems to settle over the land, as though the world itself is pausing for a moment, waiting to share a story that has existed for thousands of years. This is the story of the Minotaur, a tale woven into the very fabric of ancient Crete, where gods and humans, mystery and magic, fate and choice all come together. Before we begin the tale itself, let us pause to breathe, to let the world of imagination open gently in front of us. You might imagine sitting on a soft, mossy hillside overlooking the sea, the air carrying the faint scent of wild herbs, the whisper of olive trees in the distance. Perhaps you can hear a gentle breeze brushing against the cliffs, almost as if it is inviting you to follow along with the story. The world you are about to enter is a world where the extraordinary is ordinary, where the divine may touch the human, and where the quiet, slow rhythm of storytelling can carry you into calmness and ease. The story of the Minotaur is not just a story of a beast, nor simply a tale of heroism and cunning. It is also a story of place, of Crete itself, an island that seems suspended between the deep blue of the sea and the vast skies above. Imagine winding paths lined with olive trees, terraced hills that descend gently to hidden coves, and ancient palaces with walls etched in delicate patterns. Every stone, every shadow in this land has a story. Every whisper of wind might be carrying secrets of gods long gone, but still watching quietly from afar. Our journey will unfold slowly, deliberately, in a rhythm that allows your mind to wander safely through this mythical world. There will be moments of tension, moments of wonder, moments of gentle fear, but all presented in a way that calms rather than startles, like a soft melody that invites sleep rather than resists it. You may find yourself picturing the palace of King Minos, the majesty of its architecture, the intricate designs of its corridors, or the golden light reflecting from its frescoed walls. Perhaps you will notice the scent of flowers in the gardens, the soft echo of water trickling through hidden channels, or the quiet footsteps of those who move about the palace, unaware that history is quietly unfolding around them. This story is also a story of balance. It balances human choice with divine will, courage with caution, curiosity with consequence. It is a tale that encourages us to imagine, to drift along with the characters, yet it also encourages us to breathe, to relax, and to allow ourselves to be carried gently along the current of its unfolding. There is no rush here, no need to hurry. Every word, every image, every breath you take is meant to draw you deeper into calm, into a place where imagination flows slowly, and where sleep can quietly approach. As you listen, you may notice the world around you fading just slightly, as though the gentle haze of twilight is softening the edges of the room you are in. Let your mind float along with the story, knowing that the narrative itself is a gentle guide, a companion through the landscapes of ancient times, through the whispers of gods, and through the shadows of labyrinths and the quiet heartbeats of both beasts and heroes. The story of the Minotaur is a journey, but it is a journey meant to soothe, to immerse, and to slowly carry you toward the gentle embrace of sleep. And so we begin. Let your thoughts drift like leaves on a slow-moving river. Imagine yourself stepping lightly into a world where history meets myth, where every detail is vivid yet softened, and where every character, every corner of the palace, every twist of the labyrinth, and every silent echo of ancient Crete is waiting to be discovered at a pace designed for calm. Tonight, the Minotaur is not a source of fear, but a companion to our storytelling, a thread connecting past and present, imagination and dream, narrative and rest. Take another deep breath. Let the rhythm of the waves, the scent of distant herbs, and the soft fading light of the Cretan evening settle around you. You are ready to enter the world of this story. And as the tale unfolds, allow the gentle cadence of these words to guide you further into relaxation, deeper into imagination, and closer to the comforting embrace of sleep. As the sun dips lower over the horizon, let your mind drift gently across the sparkling waters of the Aegean Sea, toward an island that seems to emerge from the waves like a jewel. This is Crete, a land of soft hills, hidden valleys, and ancient stone paths that have felt the footsteps of countless generations. Imagine the air here, tinged with the scent of wild herbs and salt, carrying whispers of the past as it brushes lightly against the olive trees that the landscape. Here, in this timeless place, human lives and the mysteries of the divine have always intertwined, and it is this delicate interweaving that forms the foundation for the story we are about to tell. Crete was no ordinary island. Its mountains rose with quiet majesty, their peaks often hidden in gentle clouds, while its fertile plains seemed to stretch endlessly, dotted with small villages, orchards, and fields of grain swaying softly in the wind. Rivers and streams wound through the valleys, their waters reflecting the golden light of morning or the fading glow of evening, like ribbons of silver and gold. The people who lived here were skilled, inventive, and attentive to the natural world around them. Every building, every path, every carving told a story, and every corner of the island seemed to hold a secret waiting to be discovered by those who moved slowly enough to notice. It was a place where myths were not merely stories to be told at night. They were a living part of daily life. The people of Crete believed deeply in the presence of gods and spirits, in the magic of the natural world, and in the threads of fate that seemed to guide both human and divine actions alike. They built magnificent palaces, carefully decorated with vibrant frescoes depicting animals, ceremonies, and sacred rituals. Each palace was a microcosm of the island itself, a labyrinth of corridors, open courtyards, and hidden chambers that seemed to breathe with the life of those who walked through them. In these halls, one could almost hear the echo of past voices, the soft murmur of prayers, and the gentle rhythm of daily life that intertwined so seamlessly with the stories of the gods. It is important, as you imagine this place, to take a moment to feel the calmness it brings. Picture walking along one of these ancient paths, where every step is cushioned by soft earth, the distant sound of water flowing over stones blending with the call of birds returning to their nests. Let the warmth of the sun, slowly fading toward evening, wrap around you like a gentle blanket. Imagine the soft sway of trees, the rustling of leaves in the evening breeze, and the quiet hum of life that continues in a rhythm both timeless and serene. In this world, nothing rushes, nothing hurries. There is only the gentle unfolding of time and story, of history meeting myth, of human lives touched lightly by divine forces. Crete's people were storytellers as much as they were builders, farmers, and sailors. They passed down legends from generation to generation, not just in words, but through art, song, and ritual. Every tale was meant to be absorbed slowly, to be savored and contemplated. And it is in this spirit that we step into the story of the Minotaur, a tale that has traveled through centuries, retaining both its mystery and its gentle allure. As we move forward, you may imagine the island as it was long ago, its cliffs bathed in moonlight, the soft glow of torches flickering in the palaces, and the quiet sounds of the sea mingling with the voices of those who once walked its paths. In this world, every detail matters. Imagine the way the air shifts as the evening cools, carrying the scent of jasmine and wild thyme, or the soft echo of footsteps on ancient stone corridors. Picture the distant sound of goats moving through rocky hillsides, or the murmur of villagers preparing their evening meal. The landscape is alive with textures, sounds, and scents, each one a gentle invitation to slow your thoughts and sink further into the calm rhythm of the story. Crete is not just a backdrop for the events that will unfold. It is a living, breathing presence, a companion in this journey that guides you softly along with the narrative. As you breathe in this imagined evening, you may begin to notice the quiet magic that lingers in the folds of the hills and valleys. It is a place where imagination can wander freely, where even the smallest detail, the flutter of a bird's wing, the gentle lapping of waves, the shimmer of stars beginning to appear overhead, can become part of the story. And it is here, in this land steeped in myth and memory, that the story of the Minotaur begins to take shape. The stage is set, the air is still, and the world is ready to whisper its ancient secrets. So, let your thoughts drift like the slow currents of the sea. Allow the gentle cadence of the waves and the soft twilight of Crete to lull you deeper into relaxation. Feel the calm settle in your body, the weight of your limbs sinking comfortably into the surface beneath you. And as you begin to imagine the people, the places, and the secrets of this island, know that you are ready to follow the story wherever it may lead, slowly, gently, and with complete ease. As twilight continues to settle over Crete, let your mind wander softly toward the heart of the island, where the grand palace of Knossos rises gently from the earth, its stones bathed in the fading glow of the sun. Imagine the palace as a living, breathing place, a labyrinth of corridors, open courtyards, and shadowed chambers, where every corner holds a whisper of the past. This was the home of King Minos, a ruler whose name would echo through history not only for his strength and wisdom, but also for the strange and powerful stories that seemed to follow him wherever he went. King Minos was a man of dignity, with an air of quiet authority that seemed to settle over all who entered his halls. Picture him walking slowly along the marble floors, his robe brushing lightly against the stone, the soft tap of his sandals barely audible as he passes through the palace's grand courtyards. His eyes carry both intelligence and a certain weight, the weight of responsibility for a kingdom that stretches from fertile plains to rugged hillsides, from bustling villages to the quiet shores of the Aegean. He is a ruler who balances the practical needs of his people with the ever-present influence of the gods, a man whose choices ripple quietly yet profoundly through the world around him. By his side is Queen Pasiphae, a woman whose presence is equally commanding yet wrapped in a softer, more mysterious aura. Imagine her walking through the palace gardens, her fingertips brushing against the petals of vibrant flowers, the fragrance of herbs and blooms surrounding her like a gentle cloak. Pasiphae is both human and divine, for she is touched by the will of the gods, a lineage that carries with it both power and burden. Her mind is sharp, her heart deep, and her actions often influenced by forces beyond the comprehension of ordinary mortals. In her, we see the blend of human emotion and divine intervention that will come to shape the events of the story that unfolds here. The palace itself is a marvel of design and craftsmanship. Picture grand halls with frescoes that seem almost alive in the soft evening light, depicting dancers, bulls, and sacred ceremonies. Each wall, each staircase, each corridor is carefully arranged to convey both beauty and order, yet beneath the surface lies a sense of mystery, a whisper of secrets hidden just out of sight. The rooms are filled with the gentle sounds of palace life, the soft clinking of cups as servants prepare evening meals, the quiet rustle of fabrics as attendants move silently through the corridors, and the distant hum of conversation and laughter that rises and falls like a slow, comforting tide. Within this royal house, life moves at a rhythm that is both deliberate and unhurried. Imagine the king and queen discussing matters of state, their voices calm but thoughtful, every word measured, every gesture intentional. Outside, the palace gardens sway gently in the evening breeze, the leaves brushing softly against one another, the flowers nodding as if in quiet agreement with the decisions being made within. Even the animals, the dogs and birds that inhabit the palace grounds, move with a quiet, harmonious pace, their movements part of the gentle rhythm of life that fills the air. Yet, as serene as the palace may appear, there is an undercurrent of tension, a subtle thread that hints at events yet to come. The story of Minos and Pasiphae is not only one of power and majesty, but also one shaped by desires, choices, and forces beyond human understanding. The palace walls, for all their beauty and order, hold secrets of divine intervention and extraordinary events that are quietly preparing to unfold. And as you imagine this place, the soft echo of footsteps, the faint scent of burning oil lamps, the distant call of night birds, you begin to sense that this is more than a home. It is a stage, a world where human lives and divine influence are intricately woven together, where every action has consequence, and where the rhythm of life flows gently, yet purposefully, toward a story that has fascinated generations. The royal family itself reflects this blend of human and divine influence. King Minos embodies authority, reason, and human strength, while Queen Pasiphae embodies mystery, emotion, and the subtle sway of forces beyond human comprehension. Together, they preside over a kingdom that is both real and mythic, a place where the ordinary and extraordinary exist side by side, each quietly shaping the other. Imagine them walking through the hallways at dusk, their shadows stretching along the frescoed walls, the air thick with calm and yet alive with expectation. Their presence is felt in every corner, in every whisper of wind through the palace, and in every soft sound of life within these ancient stones. And so, as the evening deepens and the stars begin to shimmer faintly in the sky above Crete, the palace of Knossos stands ready to witness the unfolding of a story that is both strange and compelling, terrifying and mesmerizing, human and divine. It is here, in the calm of this ancient home, that we will meet the characters whose lives are about to intersect in ways both fateful and extraordinary. The stage is set, the atmosphere is quiet yet charged with subtle tension, and the gentle rhythm of palace life invites you to sink deeper into relaxation, to imagine every detail, and to prepare for the story of the Minotaur as it begins to take shape. Take a deep, slow breath. Imagine the soft glow of lanterns illuminating the frescoed walls, the quiet murmur of servants moving gently through the corridors, and the distant whisper of the sea against the shores of Crete. Let the calm, deliberate rhythm of the palace life settle around you, guiding your mind into a state of relaxation and immersion. In this serene, almost timeless setting, the story is ready to unfold, slowly, gently, and with every word carrying you deeper into the world of ancient Crete, where gods, humans, and the extraordinary await. As the night deepens over Crete, let your mind linger on the gentle sway of the olive trees and the soft murmur of the sea, imagining the palace of Knossos in its quiet grandeur. Within these walls, the story of the royal family is not only one of power and authority, but also of the intricate interplay between human ambition and divine will. It is here, in the soft glow of evening, that the gods begin to touch the lives of mortals in subtle and profound ways, shaping destinies with both kindness and subtle cruelty. One of these stories begins with Poseidon, the god of the sea, whose presence is felt in every wave that brushes against the shores of Crete and every ripple that moves across the deep blue of the Aegean. King Minos, the ruler of this island, once prayed to Poseidon for a sign of divine favor, a demonstration of his worthiness and his connection to the gods. He asked for a bull, a creature strong and magnificent, to emerge from the depths of the sea and prove his right to rule. Imagine the quiet anticipation as the king waits, the soft rustling of palace curtains in the evening breeze, the distant call of seabirds returning to their nests. Then, from the depths, Poseidon answered. A bull rose from the waters, gleaming in the late sunlight, its eyes calm yet commanding, its strength apparent in every sinew. The islanders watched in awe as this divine creature stepped onto the shore, the waves parting gently around its hooves. It was a gift, a blessing, a sign that the gods were present, observing, and influencing the lives of those below. Yet, as is often the case in stories of gods and mortals, a gift is also a test, and a blessing can easily turn into a burden. Poseidon, who watches not only the deeds but also the intentions of humans, expected that the bull would be honored, that it would remain untarnished by human pride or ambition. King Minos, however, allowed the bull to live but did not sacrifice it as he had promised, a seemingly small act that carried immense consequences. In the calm quiet of the palace, this choice may have seemed minor, but in the eyes of the gods, it was significant. The rhythms of the evening, the gentle clink of cups in the kitchen, the faint murmur of servants moving along stone corridors, the whisper of the wind through open windows, mask the quiet tension that begins to build, the tension of divine attention and human imperfection. Poseidon, displeased by this failure, decided to impose a subtle yet powerful curse, one that would ripple through the lives of Minos and his family in ways unforeseen. The curse touched Queen Pasiphae, and through her, the threads of fate wove a tale both strange and compelling. Imagine Pasiphae in the quiet of her chambers, the soft glow of lamps illuminating her thoughtful face, her mind heavy with forces she cannot control. The divine will is not cruel without reason, but it is precise, intricate, and unavoidable. The curse manifests not as violence or thunder, but as an unnatural desire, a gentle, disquieting pull that changes the course of her life and sets the stage for events both wondrous and terrifying. This intertwining of divine influence and human choice is central to the story of the Minotaur. It is here that we see the delicate balance of mythology. The gods intervene not merely to punish, but to shape, to test, and to reveal the hidden truths of mortal character. The bull, initially a symbol of favor, becomes the focus of a chain of events that ultimately leads to the birth of a creature unlike any other, a being that embodies both human and animal traits, a reflection of the blurred line between the mortal and divine. The calm beauty of the Cretan evening, the gentle sway of trees, and the soft whispers of the palace walls all stand in contrast to the subtle unrest that begins to ripple through the royal household. In this moment, the story encourages us to pause, to notice the interplay of forces that surround us, even in our imagined worlds. It is a story that moves slowly, allowing us to feel the weight of decisions, the quiet power of consequences, and the intricate connections between seemingly unrelated events. As you imagine these scenes, the king's quiet contemplation, the bull resting on the shore, the queen in her softly lit chambers, you may notice a sense of calm wonder, a gentle curiosity about the mysteries of life and fate. The narrative does not hurry, and neither must your mind. You can let each image linger, each detail settle gently in your imagination, like the slow settling of dust in a sunbeam. The gift of Poseidon and the resulting curse are not merely plot points. They are invitations to visualize, to immerse yourself in the textures, sounds, and quiet rhythms of ancient Crete. Imagine the distant sound of waves brushing against the shore, the faint murmur of evening insects, the soft flicker of torchlight in corridors that seem to stretch endlessly. Every moment is rich with sensory detail, every image designed to soothe and captivate. And as these events unfold in the mind's eye, they carry with them a gentle sense of inevitability, a slow, measured unfolding that mirrors the calm, deliberate pace of sleep itself. Thus, the stage is set for the extraordinary events that will follow. The divine bull, the subtle curse, and the quiet palace life all converge to form a world in which magic, fate, and human action intertwine. It is a world that invites you to sink deeper into calmness, to imagine the textures of stone, water, and wind, and to let the story carry you forward at its own measured, hypnotic pace. In this quiet, moonlit world, the rhythm of the narrative guides you gently, preparing you for the birth of the Minotaur, a creature that will be both frightening and fascinating, yet always part of the dreamlike, immersive world you are slowly exploring. Take a deep, slow breath. Feel the weight of your body relaxing, and allow your imagination to drift along the soft currents of this myth, knowing that every element, the bull, the palace, the curse, is designed not to alarm but to immerse, to soothe, and to carry you gradually into the world of ancient Crete and the story of the Minotaur. As we draw this journey through the mythology of Dionysus to a close, it is important to pause and reflect on the intricate patterns, lessons, and serene rhythms woven throughout his stories. From his mysterious birth and divine rivalries to his transformative rituals, ecstatic celebrations, and enduring influence, Dionysus embodies a harmonious interplay of contrasts, liberation and guidance, ecstasy and reflection, chaos and order. Each story, carefully narrated, offers the listener a chance to absorb not only the narrative itself, but also the underlying wisdom and meditative quality of the myths. In this concluding section, the focus is on gentle reflection, allowing the audience to internalize the themes and drift into a state of calm awareness. The myths of Dionysus remind us that life is composed of cycles, transformations, and dualities. Through his birth, he demonstrates resilience and divine ingenuity, showing that beginnings, even when fraught with complexity or opposition, can blossom into enduring influence. His rituals, rich with music, movement, and nature, illustrate the beauty of surrendering to rhythm, allowing participants to experience liberation in a structured, reflective way. The listener can imagine twilight groves, soft rustling leaves, and harmonious chants, absorbing the soothing patterns of life mirrored in Dionysian practice. Dionysus's divine conflicts and rivalries offer further insight, demonstrating that opposition, jealousy, or challenge can coexist with understanding, patience, and strategy. Even in moments of tension, his mythology emphasizes observation, adaptation, and the subtle exercise of influence. These tales, softly narrated, teach the listener that challenges are not merely obstacles but opportunities for reflection, growth, and insight. Through careful attention to narrative pacing and sensory detail, the listener can feel the calm presence of the god navigating complex dynamics with wisdom and poise. Transformation remains central to Dionysus's story, both in the mortal world and within the broader natural landscape. Through ritual, interaction, and divine intervention, he encourages growth, adaptation, and the gentle unfolding of awareness. The listener is guided through these transformations in a soothing, contemplative manner, observing the changes in mortals, nature, and ritual without haste or tension. From the subtle growth of a vine to the heightened awareness of an initiate, transformation under Dionysus is gentle, reflective, and rhythmic, a meditation on the nature of change itself. Love, ecstasy, and emotional connection further illuminate Dionysus's duality. His relationships, whether with mortals, immortals, or symbolic aspects of the natural world, reveal tenderness, devotion, and insight. Desire and affection are carefully balanced with guidance, reflection, and mutual respect. These stories, presented in soft, immersive detail, allow the listener to feel the quiet power of emotional connection, understanding that love, like ritual and transformation, is both gentle and profound. The meditative rhythm of narrative ensures that these moments are relaxing, contemplative, and sleep-friendly, leaving the audience with a lingering sense of warmth and serenity. The motif of death and resurrection, central to Dionysian myth, reflects the eternal cycles of life, renewal, and spiritual growth. Even in moments of apparent ending, there is continuity, reflection, and transformation. Resurrections are gentle, symbolic, and imbued with new insight, allowing the listener to contemplate endings not as loss, but as opportunities for renewal. Similarly, his enduring legacy emphasizes the subtle and pervasive influence of myth on culture, art, philosophy, and spiritual understanding. Dionysus teaches that influence, whether divine or human, unfolds gently over time, shaping lives, communities, and collective consciousness in quiet, meaningful ways. Ultimately, Dionysus embodies the harmonious balance of contrasts, liberation and restraint, joy and reflection, chaos and order. His myths teach that life's complexity is not a source of fear, but a tapestry of interconnected forces that guide, inspire, and enrich human experience. As the stories conclude, the listener is invited to reflect on these lessons in a calm, meditative state, feeling the rhythm of myth echo through both imagination and consciousness. Every vine, forest, ritual, and relationship explored throughout the narrative contributes to a sense of serenity and understanding, encouraging both reflection and relaxation. As we slowly step away from the stories, it is possible to sense the quiet hum of Dionysus's presence lingering in the imagination. The soft music of flutes and lyres, the gentle rustling of leaves, the shimmering of rivers, and the subtle pulse of ritual all remain in the mind like a soothing lullaby. This reflective closure allows the listener to carry the calm, meditative energy of Dionysian myth beyond the story itself, fostering both intellectual appreciation and emotional serenity. In conclusion, the mythology of Dionysus offers more than tales of wine, ritual, or ecstatic celebration. It presents a vision of life characterized by duality, transformation, and harmonious balance. Through immersive storytelling, reflective narration, and careful attention to sensory detail, these myths become a source of calm, insight, and meditative contemplation. Listeners are left with an enduring sense of peace, connection, and appreciation for the subtle wisdom embedded in Greek mythology, fully immersed in the tranquil beauty of Dionysus's world. As the quiet of night drapes over Crete, imagine the soft flicker of lanterns casting gentle shadows across the grand halls of Knossos. The palace is alive with the subtle hum of evening, Yet there is a new energy in the air, one of quiet anticipation and deliberate planning. The royal household is adjusting to the presence of the Minotaur, and while the creature itself moves silently through hidden chambers, the palace begins to prepare for a solution that is as extraordinary as it is meticulous: the construction of the labyrinth. Daedalus, the master craftsman, architect, and inventor, becomes the central figure in this unfolding endeavor. Picture him walking slowly through the marble corridors, the faint echo of his footsteps blending with the distant lap of waves against the island's shores. His eyes take in every detail of the palace: the winding staircases, the sunlit courtyards, the frescoed walls depicting bulls, dancers, and sacred rituals. His mind works with calm precision, imagining a structure that is vast, complex, and yet entirely controlled, a place where the extraordinary Minotaur can reside safely, and where human curiosity and divine consequence can coexist in careful balance. The concept of the labyrinth is itself fascinating and mesmerizing. Imagine a network of corridors twisting and turning in ways that seem endless, each path branching into another, some leading to hidden chambers, others circling back upon themselves. The walls are high, smooth, and imposing, constructed with the utmost care to blend functionality with artistry. Every turn, every passage, every shadow is intentional, designed to evoke wonder, awe, and a gentle sense of disorientation. Yet, despite its complexity, the labyrinth is not chaotic. It follows a hidden logic, a pattern that only Daedalus fully understands, allowing him to guide the creature while maintaining the order and beauty of the space. As Daedalus plans and supervises the construction, imagine the sounds of creation blending softly with the quiet night: the gentle scrape of stone being carved, the soft clinking of tools, the careful placement of bricks and tiles. The laborers move in unhurried precision, each step and action deliberate, as though participating in a slow, meditative dance. Their movements, their whispers, and the rhythmic tapping of their tools create a soothing, almost hypnotic background, a soft pulse that mirrors the steady unfolding of the story itself. Even the smallest details, the alignment of stones, the patterns on the floors, the subtle curves of passages, are crafted with attention to harmony, beauty, and function, allowing the labyrinth to become not just a containment, but a work of art. The labyrinth is more than a structure. It is a reflection of the blending of human ingenuity and divine oversight. Its design echoes the complexity of fate itself, winding and twisting through space, much like the paths of destiny wind through the lives of those it touches. Imagine walking its corridors slowly in your mind's eye, feeling the walls smooth under your fingertips, sensing the twists and turns, yet feeling a strange reassurance that everything has been designed with purpose. Even the shadows seem to move with a gentle rhythm, following the contours of the walls, adding depth and mystery without creating fear. The Minotaur, of course, is central to this construction. Picture the creature observing from a quiet, shaded corner, its eyes reflecting both curiosity and an instinctive awareness of the changes around it. Though the labyrinth is being built to contain it, there is no anger or malice in the Minotaur's presence, only a calm, quiet acceptance, as if it senses that this structure, strange and vast, will define the space it inhabits. The creature's movements and breathing harmonize with the rhythm of the construction, its powerful yet silent steps echoing faintly in the stone corridors, adding another layer of presence to the palace's unfolding narrative. In imagining the labyrinth, allow yourself to visualize its scale and intricacy. Some corridors are narrow, just wide enough for a single step, while others open into larger chambers, echoing with the faintest sounds of distant activity. Hidden alcoves, spiral staircases, and subtle turns create the sense of endless possibility, yet always with a quiet order beneath the apparent complexity. The walls may be decorated with muted frescoes, depicting bulls, waves, or celestial patterns, adding a soft visual rhythm that encourages the mind to wander without urgency. The labyrinth is both a marvel of human skill and a gentle testament to the intertwining of fate, divine influence, and careful planning. As night deepens, imagine Daedalus pausing to reflect on his creation, the soft glow of lanterns highlighting the intricate patterns of stone, and tile. He walks slowly through the corridors, sensing the calm power of the labyrinth, its quiet authority, and its potential for wonder. The structure embodies both safety and mystery, containing the extraordinary creature while simultaneously inviting imagination to explore its winding paths. It is a place where the mind can drift and wander, following gentle twists and turns, just as the story itself will later guide the listener through the complexities of myth, adventure, and human experience. In this way, the labyrinth becomes a living part of the story. Imagine its quiet presence echoing through the palace, the distant sound of the Minotaur's slow, deliberate steps blending with the rustle of leaves in the evening breeze, the faint lap of waves along the shores, and the soft murmur of the palace inhabitants. The structure is vast yet serene, complex yet calm, a perfect mirror of the story's rhythm and tone. It allows both listener and imagination to move slowly, deliberately, exploring every detail while remaining enveloped in a gentle, soothing narrative. As you breathe in this imagined scene, feel the calm of the palace, the quiet energy of creation, and the soft, deliberate unfolding of events. The labyrinth is ready, the Minotaur is poised within it, and the stage is set for the adventures, challenges, and encounters that will define the next chapters of this story. Let the slow, careful rhythm of construction, the quiet power of Daedalus, and the measured presence of the Minotaur settle gently around you, guiding your mind toward visualization, relaxation, and immersion in the mythic world of Crete. Take a deep, slow breath. Let the image of the labyrinth, with its winding corridors, hidden chambers, and soft shadows, sink into your imagination. Feel the calm of the Cretan night, the quiet hum of the palace, and the gentle anticipation of the story yet to unfold. You are ready to step further into this world, following its rhythms, exploring its mysteries, and allowing the narrative to carry you gently forward. As the labyrinth stands complete, its winding corridors ready to contain the extraordinary creature within, the quiet rhythm of the palace continues, carrying on with the measured pace of life on the island of Crete. Yet, even in this calm, the shadow of the Minotaur stretches beyond the walls of Knossos, reaching into the wider world, into the distant lands of Athens, where a system of tribute has been established to maintain peace. Imagine the gentle sway of trees along the hillsides, the soft lap of waves against secluded coves, and the slow, deliberate movement of villagers preparing to journey far from home, all beneath a sky painted with the soft hues of evening. The tribute is a solemn, recurring event, a quiet reminder of the delicate balance of power and the sometimes hidden influence of fate. Every 9 years, Athens is required to send a group of young men and women to Crete. The journey is not just a matter of politics or obligation. It is a ritual that carries with it deep significance, a dance between human choice and divine decree. Picture the families in Athens, their faces calm yet tinged with worry, preparing their children for the journey. There is a quiet gravity in the air, a gentle tension that lingers beneath the everyday sounds of life, soft footsteps, the rustle of clothing, and the faint murmur of evening prayers whispered in the dim glow of lanterns. The tribute is both a burden and a bridge, connecting two lands, two cultures, and two fates. From the perspective of those in Crete, it is a reassurance, a ritual of order and respect that maintains harmony between kingdoms. From the perspective of those in Athens, it is a challenge, a recurring reminder of mortality, of vulnerability, and of the need to navigate the unpredictable currents of life and the whims of gods. Imagine the travelers setting out, the slow rhythm of their footsteps echoing along cobblestone streets, the soft clinking of packs and sandals, and the distant hum of the city as life continues quietly around them. Their journey, though laden with gravity, is slow and deliberate, encouraging contemplation and the kind of gentle, reflective focus that blends seamlessly with a calm narrative. The people selected for tribute are young, innocent, and full of the quiet curiosity of youth. Imagine them walking along gentle hillsides, the soft wind carrying the scent of wildflowers and the distant sound of the sea. There is no rush. The journey unfolds gradually, each step deliberate, allowing the mind to absorb the quiet beauty of the landscape. They do not yet know the full nature of what awaits them, and their thoughts drift between the excitement of travel, the anticipation of adventure, and the subtle apprehension of the unknown. The narrative invites us to slow down alongside them, to imagine the small details, the soft brush of grass beneath their feet, the murmur of streams, the warm glow of sunset on distant cliffs, each element carefully observed in a way that encourages calm reflection. Upon reaching Crete, the young travelers are received with a mixture of solemnity and quiet ceremony. The palace of Knossos opens its doors, not in alarm or fear, but with the measured grace of a kingdom that has long accommodated the extraordinary. Imagine the soft echo of footsteps across marble floors, the gentle rustle of robes, and the subdued murmurs of attendants guiding the visitors into the quiet, intricate corridors of the palace. Even the Minotaur, resting within the labyrinth, casts a subtle presence over these proceedings. Its existence is acknowledged as a fact of life, a gentle shadow upon which human decisions and divine forces converge, and the young travelers are drawn into the story without haste, without sudden alarm, in a rhythm that mirrors the calm unfolding of the night. The tribute, while somber, is also a story of human resilience and curiosity. Each young person carries with them the quiet hope that they might navigate this journey with grace, that they might encounter the extraordinary and return to their homeland safely. Their movement through the palace and toward the labyrinth is measured, deliberate, and infused with the soft tension of anticipation rather than fear. Picture the intricate mosaics lining the walls, the faint scent of incense in the air, and the gentle sway of torches casting dancing shadows. Every step, every detail, contributes to the immersive calm, allowing the mind to focus gently on the narrative while absorbing the quiet majesty of the mythic setting. This recurring ritual, repeated every 9 years, is a reminder of the delicate interplay between human choice, duty, and fate. It is not only a logistical arrangement, but a symbolic act, one that reinforces the rhythm of mythic life, where ordinary events are suffused with meaning, and where even quiet, everyday details can hold profound significance. Imagine the young travelers standing at the entrance of the labyrinth, feeling both awe and calm as they gaze at its winding paths. There is no rush to enter. The story moves at a deliberate pace, emphasizing the gentle unfolding of events and the quiet rhythm of human experience interwoven with the extraordinary. As the night deepens, allow yourself to imagine this tribute not as a source of fear, but as part of the slow, immersive rhythm of the story. Picture the travelers resting, the soft glow of the moon illuminating the palace gardens, and the gentle whisper of waves and wind in the distance. Feel the calm of anticipation, the quiet blend of duty and wonder, and the gentle pacing of life in both Athens and Crete. This is the space where human courage meets divine orchestration, where the extraordinary enters ordinary life, and where the story prepares to shift toward the moments of action, heroism, and intrigue that will follow. Take a deep, slow breath. Let the imagery of traveling youth, the soft rhythm of footsteps, the gentle glow of the palace, and the quiet presence of the labyrinth settle around you. Feel the calm anticipation in the air, the measured unfolding of a story both strange and captivating, and allow your mind to drift slowly into visualization, relaxation, and the immersive magic of ancient Crete. As the moon rises gently over the city of Athens, imagine the soft glow illuminating cobblestone streets, terraced hillsides, and the distant outlines of temples dedicated to gods long revered. Athens is a city of quiet energy at night, alive with soft murmurs, flickering lamplight, and the faint, distant sound of the sea blending with the gentle whisper of evening winds. At the heart of this city stands King Aegeus, a ruler of measured authority, whose mind is deeply entwined with both the welfare of his people and the delicate, recurring obligation of tribute to Crete. Tonight, as every night, his thoughts drift between governance, family, and the ever-present shadow of fate, and he embodies the quiet tension that threads through human life when gods and mortals intertwine. King Aegeus is a man of calm dignity, walking slowly along the corridors of his palace, the faint echo of his sandals on the stone floors accompanying his measured steps. He pauses often, his hand resting lightly on the smooth surfaces of columns and walls, feeling the weight of centuries of human endeavor beneath his fingertips. Aegeus is aware of the tribute to Crete, of the 9-year cycle that demands young men and women from Athens to journey to Knossos. Though the event is fraught with solemnity, he approaches it with thoughtful acceptance, knowing that the rhythms of duty, honor, and diplomacy are entwined with forces beyond mortal understanding. The soft flicker of lamplight casts gentle shadows across his face, highlighting a man who is both attentive and contemplative, whose awareness extends beyond immediate concerns to the far-reaching consequences of human and divine actions. Athens itself is a city shaped by both practicality and imagination, where bustling markets and quiet temples coexist, where the mundane rhythm of daily life unfolds alongside the extraordinary interventions of the gods. Imagine the faint sounds of night drifting through open windows, the distant bray of animals, the murmur of late travelers, and the soft lapping of waves against the harbor. In this environment, King Aegeus contemplates the preparation for the next tribute, the careful selection of young men and women to travel to Crete. The process is slow and deliberate, filled with the quiet tension of responsibility and the gentle anticipation of events yet to unfold. Every choice he makes is infused with care, as he seeks to balance duty to the gods, safety for his people, and the preservation of hope amidst inevitable risk. Aegeus is not only a ruler but also a father, whose mind is ever present with the well-being of his son, Theseus. Imagine him gazing toward the night sky, the soft silver of moonlight reflecting in his thoughtful eyes, wondering how fate will intertwine with the choices and courage of the next generation. In this calm, reflective state, he embodies both the human capacity for love and the quiet awareness of the influence of divine forces. He knows, as all rulers in this mythic world must, that human actions ripple outward in ways that cannot always be predicted, and that even the smallest decision carries consequences far beyond what is visible in the present moment. The city itself seems to breathe in harmony with the king's measured thoughts. The soft hum of life, footsteps along narrow streets, the distant clink of water vessels, the gentle murmur of night breezes through olive groves, creates a rhythm that mirrors the unfolding story. Even the preparations for the tribute are infused with calm deliberation. Families gather their children, pack provisions, and offer quiet prayers to the gods, their movements slow, purposeful, and reflective. The tribute is both a necessity and a ritual, and it exists in a space where human courage, divine will, and mythic consequence intertwine. Every step of the process, selection, preparation, and eventual journey, is steeped in quiet tension, balanced with thoughtful care and careful intention. King Aegeus understands the gravity of the tribute, yet he also recognizes the potential for heroism and transformation that lies within the young travelers. Imagine him watching silently as families gather at the edge of the city, the children carrying both the weight of duty and the quiet excitement of adventure. Aegeus sees in them the delicate balance of fear and courage, anticipation and calm, and he hopes that they will navigate the journey with wisdom, grace, and resilience. The story invites the listener to slow down and imagine these scenes with deliberate attention, noting the soft interplay of light and shadow, the quiet textures of clothing and stone, and the gentle rhythms of night that create a serene, immersive atmosphere. In this context, the narrative emphasizes the slow, measured unfolding of events, rather than rushing to moments of danger or high drama. King Aegeus, the city of Athens, and its people exist in a delicate balance, where human choices and divine influences move together in a quiet dance of fate and consequence. The tribute, while sobering, is presented not as terror but as a meditation on responsibility, courage, and the interconnection between ordinary lives and extraordinary circumstances. The listener is invited to imagine the soft sway of the city at night, the muted sound of distant waves, and the calm, reflective presence of a ruler whose thoughts extend beyond the immediate into the unseen rhythms of mythic life. As the evening deepens, the city of Athens seems to settle into a gentle, contemplative stillness, preparing for the journey to Crete and the unfolding of events that will define both mortal and divine interactions. King Aegeus, in his quiet reflection, represents the human capacity for foresight, responsibility, and empathy, qualities that allow him to navigate the delicate intersections of power, duty, and fate. Imagine him pausing for a final look at the city from a quiet terrace, the soft glow of moonlight illuminating rooftops and olive groves, the distant sound of waves echoing softly, and a gentle sense of calm permeating the air. He knows the challenges that lie ahead, yet he also understands the rhythm of the world, the flow of human life intertwined with the mysterious influence of the divine. Take a deep, slow breath. Let the quiet streets of Athens, the gentle sway of moonlit olive trees, the distant sound of the sea, and the thoughtful presence of King Aegeus settle softly around you. Imagine the city, the palace, and its people preparing at a deliberate, calm pace for the journey to Crete, feeling the soft anticipation of events yet to come. Allow the gentle rhythm of this storytelling moment to carry you into deeper relaxation, guiding your mind slowly and comfortably into the next chapters, where heroes will emerge, and the paths of fate and courage will intertwine in the shadow of the labyrinth. As the first gentle rays of dawn begin to illuminate Athens, the city takes on a soft, golden glow, each building and street bathed in a quiet light that promises the beginning of a new day. Imagine the muted sounds of morning, birds stirring, the distant call of fishermen preparing for the sea, and the soft rustle of leaves in the morning breeze. In this calm, reflective moment, the focus turns to Theseus, the young prince of Athens, whose thoughts and intentions will soon set the stage for extraordinary events. Unlike others who may approach the tribute with trepidation, Theseus steps forward with a quiet determination, guided by courage, foresight, and a sense of duty that is steady and deliberate. Theseus is not a reckless youth. His mind is thoughtful, his spirit composed. Picture him standing in the soft morning light, his gaze steady on the path that stretches ahead, a sense of calm resolve settling over him like a gentle cloak. He understands the risks of the tribute, the solemnity of the journey to Crete, and the weight of expectations from both his father and his people. Yet, rather than succumbing to fear, he embraces the opportunity to act, to meet the extraordinary with preparation, intelligence, and courage. The calmness in his demeanor invites us to slow our own pace as we visualize his actions, to notice the subtle details that reflect his readiness and the quiet gravity of his decision. In the soft light of the palace, Theseus approaches King Aegeus with a calm, measured voice. Imagine the father and son standing together in the quiet of a courtyard, the sunlight filtering through olive branches, casting gentle, moving shadows on the stone beneath them. There is no rush in their conversation. Every word is chosen carefully, each moment laden with thoughtfulness. Theseus expresses his wish to volunteer for the tribute, his tone steady and respectful, yet filled with quiet determination. He does not act out of youthful impulsiveness, but from a deep understanding of duty, courage, and the subtle currents of fate that guide human lives. King Aegeus, though concerned, senses the calm strength and resolve in his son. Picture the soft exchange of glances, the father's hand resting lightly on his son's shoulder, a silent acknowledgement of the weight of responsibility and the necessity of trust. Aegeus knows that the choice is fraught with danger, yet he also understands the rare combination of bravery, intelligence, and foresight that Theseus possesses. There is a quiet tension here, subtle and deliberate, a gentle reminder that heroism is not loud or chaotic, but often measured, thoughtful, and composed. The narrative invites the listener to slow down with this exchange, to savor the understated drama and the calm courage that underlies it. Preparation for the journey begins with a sense of deliberate order. Imagine Theseus gathering provisions with care, each item selected thoughtfully for practicality and necessity. His companions, fellow volunteers, move alongside him with quiet anticipation, their steps slow, reflective, and deliberate. There is no rush. The narrative unfolds at a pace that mirrors the rhythm of their journey and the measured unfolding of events. Even the soft sounds of movement, the shuffle of sandals, the faint clink of tools, the rustle of fabric, add to the immersive calm, encouraging visualization and gentle reflection. Theseus's decision to volunteer is more than a simple act of bravery. It is a quiet testament to his understanding of responsibility and foresight. He knows that the journey to Crete is as much a test of character and intelligence as it is of physical courage. Imagine him pausing to look back at the city of Athens, its streets bathed in morning light, the gentle sway of olive trees, and the distant glimmer of the harbor. There is a soft sense of anticipation in the air, a quiet acknowledgement of the intertwining of human choice and divine will. Theseus feels the weight of what is to come, yet he moves forward with calm determination, a measured step into a future that will blend danger, courage, and myth. The path to Crete is slow, deliberate, and full of quiet observation. Imagine the young travelers walking along soft hillsides, the subtle sound of waves brushing against the distant shore, and the gentle whisper of the morning wind through the fields. Theseus leads with quiet confidence, observing the details around him, noting the rhythm of nature and the faint signs of life that pass along their path. The journey itself is part of the narrative, each step an opportunity to immerse fully in the world, to experience both the calm of the environment and the slow, deliberate unfolding of mythic events. Along the way, Theseus begins to think about the labyrinth, the creature that waits within it, and the challenges he will face. But rather than creating tension or alarm, these thoughts are approached with a calm, problem-solving mindset. He imagines the structure of the labyrinth, the patterns of its corridors, and the careful planning required to navigate it. Picture him walking slowly, hands brushing lightly against the grass and trees, visualizing the path ahead with quiet focus. The story emphasizes his thoughtful, measured approach, highlighting the gentle heroism that comes from preparation, intelligence, and inner calm. As the journey continues, the narrative encourages the listener to sink deeper into visualization and relaxation. Picture the soft sway of the landscape, the distant calls of birds, and the subtle movement of shadows across the fields. The calm presence of Theseus, his deliberate steps, and his composed focus provide a soothing rhythm, a guide through the unfolding story. This is a world where courage is quiet, decisions are measured, and the extraordinary is approached with thoughtful, deliberate calm. Take a deep, slow breath. Let the soft glow of morning, the gentle rhythm of travel, the deliberate steps of Theseus, and the serene landscape of Athens settle around you. Feel the calm anticipation of the journey to Crete, the quiet courage of the young hero, and the slow, immersive unfolding of events. Allow the gentle narrative rhythm to carry you into relaxation, guiding your mind softly and steadily toward the next chapters of the story, where the labyrinth, the Minotaur, and the unfolding adventure await. As the morning sun climbs gently over the horizon, the soft, rolling waves of the Aegean glimmer in pale gold and silver. Imagine the rhythmic motion of the sea beneath the oars of the Athenian ships, each stroke deliberate, steady, and almost meditative. The travelers, led by Theseus, glide slowly toward the shores of Crete, their minds filled with quiet anticipation, the soft scent of salt water carried on the breeze, and the muted chorus of seagulls rising above the gentle lapping of waves. Each movement of the oars is calm, almost hypnotic, as if the sea itself is guiding them closer to the land where fate and myth intertwine. The first glimpse of Crete evokes a sense of wonder and quiet solemnity. The coast stretches gracefully, cliffs and beaches bathed in early morning light, olive groves whispering softly in the wind, and the distant silhouette of Knossos rising like a monument of marble and stone. Imagine the traveler's eyes taking in the landscape, the terraced hills, the gently swaying fields, the scattered villages, and feeling both awe and calm anticipation. The island seems alive, serene yet potent with stories of gods, kings, and creatures whose presence lingers invisibly in every shadow and along every path. As the ships approach the harbor, the soft creak of ropes and the gentle splash of water against the hulls mingle with the hushed murmurs of the travelers. They step onto the shores of Crete slowly, each footfall deliberate, echoing faintly over the stones. There is no rush. The narrative takes its time, allowing the listener to visualize every detail. The texture of sand underfoot, the warmth of sun on skin, the gentle rustle of leaves, and the distant hum of village life. Even the air carries a sense of calm expectation, as if the island itself is aware of their arrival and waits quietly for the story to unfold. The road to Knossos winds through olive groves, past gentle streams, and along terraces where the morning sun illuminates soft, golden dust rising from the earth. Imagine the travelers walking slowly, their voices low and reflective, the rhythmic sound of footsteps and the occasional clink of sandals creating a subtle, soothing cadence. The journey is unhurried, allowing the mind to absorb both the beauty of the landscape and the quiet tension that comes from approaching a place where extraordinary events await. The palace of Knossos looms in the distance, not with intimidation, but with an elegant, quiet majesty that draws the travelers forward in a measured, almost hypnotic rhythm. Upon entering the palace grounds, the atmosphere shifts subtly, yet the calm remains. Imagine the soft echo of footsteps on polished stone, the gentle rustle of fabrics as attendants move quietly through corridors, and the faint, almost musical, sound of distant fountains. The Palace of Knossos is vast and intricate, a labyrinthine structure of halls, courtyards, frescoed walls, and hidden passages. Its design is mesmerizing, both for those who live within it and for the visitors who walk its corridors for the first time. Every wall, staircase, and chamber is meticulously arranged, creating a sense of order and beauty that is both calming and captivating. As the young travelers move through the palace, the soft light of torches and lanterns casts flickering shadows on frescoes depicting bulls, dancers, and sacred ceremonies. Imagine the gentle sway of flames reflected in polished stone, the quiet footsteps of attendants guiding them through the intricate halls, and the hushed conversations that carry a sense of polite curiosity rather than alarm. Even the faint sound of the Minotaur, contained within the labyrinth, adds a subtle tension that is felt rather than feared. The creature's presence is acknowledged as a natural part of the palace's rhythm, a silent testament to the careful planning and ingenuity of Daedalus, and a reminder of the delicate balance between the extraordinary and the calm, everyday life that continues around it. The travelers are introduced to the routines and rules of the palace with quiet ceremony. Imagine them pausing in courtyards, observing ornamental gardens, listening to the distant trickle of water from marble fountains, and feeling the soft warmth of the morning sun filtering through open colonnades. There is a gentle rhythm to the guidance they receive, a patient explanation of where to walk, how to move, and what to expect. Even in the midst of preparation for something extraordinary, the atmosphere remains calm, measured, and immersive, allowing the mind to visualize the palace in rich detail while maintaining a sense of serene focus. Theseus, aware of the labyrinth's central role in the story, takes careful note of its presence even before he steps inside. Imagine him walking slowly through the corridors, his gaze steady, observing the patterns, curves, and branching passages. He does not rush. Every movement is deliberate, every observation measured. The labyrinth is vast, intricate, and deliberately disorienting, yet it possesses a quiet order that can be understood with patience and attention. The palace and labyrinth together form a setting that is both mysterious and soothing, inviting careful, thoughtful exploration while maintaining the soft rhythm of a bedtime narrative. The arrival at the palace is also a moment of reflection for the young travelers. Imagine them pausing at balconies overlooking the city, feeling the gentle breeze, hearing the distant sound of waves, and observing the terraced hills below. There is time for quiet contemplation, for absorbing the grandeur of the architecture, and for preparing mentally for the journey ahead. The narrative emphasizes calm anticipation rather than fear, slow observation rather than haste, and immersive visualization rather than sudden action. It is a careful, deliberate unfolding of a story where every detail contributes to the overall sense of wonder and gentle immersion. As the sun climbs higher and the palace settles into its own rhythm, the story prepares to shift toward the moments that will define courage, intelligence, and heroism. Theseus and the other travelers are now poised at the threshold of the labyrinth, their minds attuned to the calm, measured steps of exploration, the soft interplay of shadows and light, and the quiet rhythm of the palace around them. Take a deep, slow breath. Let the imagery of the golden morning, the serene shores of Crete, the intricate palace, and the gentle anticipation of adventure settle softly in your mind. Feel the calm, immersive rhythm guiding you forward, carrying you gently into the next chapter of this unfolding mythic story. As the soft light of Crete's late morning filters through the towering columns of Knossos, imagine Theseus standing at the threshold of the labyrinth, the stone walls stretching in gentle curves and twists before him. The palace around him is calm, serene, and silent, the distant hum of attendants and the subtle murmur of water in the fountains blending seamlessly into the rhythm of his thoughts. Every detail, the texture of the stone under his fingertips, the soft echo of his footsteps, and the faint scent of incense lingering in the air, invites quiet visualization, as if the world itself is breathing slowly, guiding him forward at a deliberate, unhurried pace. The labyrinth is not chaotic, but intricate, designed to be a marvel of order disguised as confusion. Picture the corridors curling in measured arcs, some widening into small chambers, others narrowing into long, shadowed passages. There is a rhythm to the layout, a silent pattern that only the observant mind can detect. Theseus moves carefully, stepping slowly and deliberately, allowing his senses to absorb every subtle cue. The walls, cool and smooth under his hands, seem to hum faintly with the history of the place, as though the stone itself remembers the extraordinary events it has contained over the years. Imagine the light filtering through small openings, casting gentle shadows that dance across the labyrinth floor, guiding Theseus forward without overwhelming his senses. Each turn offers a new perspective, a soft challenge to his perception, and a quiet invitation to pause and observe. He moves with calm focus, breathing slowly, letting the rhythm of his steps and the gentle echo of distant corridors form a meditative pattern. There is no rush. The labyrinth is not merely a test of bravery, but a place to cultivate patience, observation, and inner calm. Even as the corridors twist and double back upon themselves, there is a subtle harmony to the structure. Picture Theseus noticing slight variations in stone texture, faint changes in temperature, and soft shifts in the direction of the air currents. Each of these small details provides quiet guidance, helping him to navigate while maintaining a sense of control and composure. The labyrinth, though designed to challenge, also offers subtle assistance to those who move with awareness and careful attention, mirroring the balance between trial and guidance that runs through all mythic storytelling. Theseus is aware that the Minotaur waits at the center, yet there is no fear in his movements, only calm, deliberate courage. Imagine him pausing occasionally, listening to the faintest echoes of distant sounds, feeling the weight of anticipation settle around him like a soft cloak. The labyrinth encourages him to slow his pace, to observe, and to integrate all his senses into a quiet, cohesive awareness. Every turn, every step, every gentle echo contributes to a growing understanding of the space, reinforcing the meditative, immersive quality of the narrative. The faint sound of distant breathing, subtle and steady, reminds Theseus of the Minotaur's presence without startling him. It is a quiet tension, a gentle awareness that invites focus rather than fear. Imagine the creature's massive form moving slowly in the distance, its steps measured, its presence felt more than seen. The labyrinth contains it with precision, yet its energy fills the corridors, adding a sense of life and gravity to the space. Theseus moves in harmony with this awareness, letting his own calm rhythm guide him toward the center, where human courage and mythic destiny converge. Along the way, imagine the gentle interaction of light and shadow creating patterns that draw the eye subtly along certain paths. Each corridor seems alive, yet not threatening. Each chamber offers quiet reflection rather than sudden alarm. Theseus's mind is attuned to these cues, observing the soft variations in texture, the faint hum of air currents, and the muted reflections of light that seem to indicate direction. This careful observation becomes a form of meditation, a slow and immersive process that encourages the mind to focus, relax, and absorb the story fully. The labyrinth itself tells a story through its structure. Imagine walls adorned with muted frescoes depicting bulls, celestial patterns, and gentle scenes of Cretan life. These images are soft in color, their details subtle, inviting the mind to wander quietly without distraction. Each corridor becomes a path of contemplation, each chamber a moment to pause and reflect. The design encourages patience, observation, and calm presence, qualities that mirror the inner journey of Theseus as he approaches the Minotaur and the central mystery of the labyrinth. As he progresses, the soft sound of his own breathing and the echo of footsteps provide a soothing rhythm. Picture Theseus inhaling deeply, letting the cool, earthy scent of stone fill his senses, and exhaling slowly, releasing tension and maintaining calm focus. Each step is deliberate, each turn considered, and each pause used to integrate sensory details, forming a meditative pattern that blends perfectly with the immersive narrative style. The labyrinth becomes not just a physical challenge, but a space for inner reflection and focused awareness, where courage, observation, and serenity intertwine. The center of the labyrinth draws closer, not with urgency, but with gentle inevitability. Imagine the gradual shift in light, the slight change in air movement, and the subtle deepening of echoes as Theseus approaches the heart of the maze. The anticipation is calm and measured, not jarring or alarming. The story allows the listener to settle into a slow rhythm of visualization and reflection, feeling the soft pull of curiosity and preparation as Theseus nears the Minotaur. The labyrinth is both a physical space and a psychological journey, blending calm observation with gentle tension, providing a slow, immersive path into the story's next chapter. Finally, imagine a pause just before reaching the center, a moment of quiet stillness. Theseus stops, feeling the soft weight of silence, the gentle anticipation of what lies ahead, and the steady rhythm of his own breathing. The labyrinth, the palace, and the distant island of Crete all seem to hold their breath with him, creating a serene, meditative moment that prepares both hero and listener for the encounter with the extraordinary. Take a deep, slow breath. Feel the calm anticipation, the gentle rhythm of footsteps and echoes, and the soft glow of distant light as Theseus stands poised at the threshold of mythic adventure, ready to meet the Minotaur at the heart of the labyrinth. As Theseus moves cautiously through the final corridors of the labyrinth, the air takes on a subtle, almost imperceptible weight. Imagine the faint change in temperature, the quiet shift in the sound of echoes, and the soft vibration of the stone underfoot. Each step carries him closer to the heart of the maze, the central chamber where the Minotaur waits. There is no sudden alarm, no harsh disruption. Instead, the tension is quiet, deliberate, and measured, a calm awareness of the extraordinary that invites deep focus, reflection, and gentle visualization. The labyrinth seems to guide him subtly, every turn a whisper, every shadow a soft indicator, blending the extraordinary with serene observation. The Minotaur, in its first presence revealed to Theseus, is a creature both formidable and strangely serene. Picture its massive form, part man and part bull, standing in the soft, muted light filtering from cracks above. Its muscles are smooth and powerful, moving slowly, deliberately, yet without immediate aggression. The creature's eyes, deep and dark, reflect intelligence as well as instinct, a calm awareness that mirrors the measured focus of Theseus himself. There is awe in its presence rather than fear, a sense of quiet magnitude, a mythic reality unfolding gently in the stillness of the labyrinth. Imagine the chamber itself, wide, vaulted, and echoing softly with every movement. The stone walls curve with elegant precision, the floor patterned with muted geometric designs that guide the eye subtly, and faint patches of light cast dancing shadows across the Minotaur's form. This is a place designed not merely for containment, but as a space of quiet reverence, where the extraordinary intersects with the calm, meditative pace of careful observation. Theseus steps forward slowly, each movement deliberate, each breath measured, sensing the creature's presence without panic, allowing the story to unfold at a serene, immersive rhythm. The Minotaur breathes deeply, the sound resonating quietly through the chamber, a subtle, grounding rhythm that matches the steady cadence of Theseus's steps. Imagine the soft shuffle of its hooves against stone, the faint rustle of muscles under thick hide, and the gentle exhalation that carries with it both power and calm. There is a strange symmetry in this moment. Hero and creature, human and beast, both occupying the same space with measured attention, each aware of the other, each moving slowly and thoughtfully. The narrative encourages the listener to visualize this presence fully, to feel the balance between tension and serenity, and to allow the imagination to linger on the extraordinary without fear. Theseus observes quietly, noting the creature's posture, breathing, and subtle movements. Picture him drawing on inner calm, his senses heightened but not anxious, absorbing every detail with gentle focus. He notices the curve of its horns, the intelligent glint in its eyes, and the careful positioning of its powerful limbs. There is no sudden rush to action. Instead, the story emphasizes patience, reflection, and quiet courage, inviting the listener to settle deeply into the unfolding moment, to imagine themselves within the calm, measured space of the labyrinth alongside the hero. The Minotaur itself seems attuned to this slow rhythm. Its movements are deliberate, measured, almost ritualistic in their calm precision. Imagine it shifting slightly, adjusting its stance, and lifting its head to regard Theseus with a gaze that is neither hostile nor aggressive. The creature's presence fills the chamber, yet the atmosphere remains serene, balanced, and immersive, reflecting a narrative choice that favors meditative tension over dramatic alarm. Every subtle sound, the faint scrape of hooves, the whisper of breath, the echo of muscles shifting, is an invitation to focus on the slow unfolding of extraordinary events in a safe, relaxing mental space. As Theseus prepares mentally for the encounter, imagine him reflecting on the careful observations he has made throughout the labyrinth. Each step, each turn, each detail has contributed to this moment. He has absorbed the rhythm of the corridors, the subtle cues of light and shadow, and the faint signs of the Minotaur's presence. This preparation is calm and deliberate, a slow build of awareness and focus rather than sudden tension, creating a narrative that soothes while still captivating the imagination. The hero's mental state is steady, composed, and fully attuned to the delicate balance of anticipation and observation. The interaction between hero and creature is as much psychological as it is physical. Imagine Theseus standing with a quiet, deliberate presence, feeling the weight and power of the Minotaur while maintaining his inner calm. There is no immediate need for action. The moment itself is rich with observation, insight, and subtle understanding. The Minotaur, sensing the calm courage of the visitor, responds in kind with measured movements, creating a dance of awareness that is both immersive and deeply relaxing to witness. This is a story told slowly, deliberately, with attention to every detail, every sensory cue, and every movement that adds to the immersive experience. Picture the chamber in soft detail, shadows stretching along the walls, faint streaks of light highlighting stone carvings, and the delicate interplay of light across the Minotaur's form. The creature breathes steadily, the sound resonating softly, almost like a metronome guiding the pace of the narrative. Theseus mirrors this rhythm, breathing slowly and deeply, moving deliberately, and maintaining a calm focus that invites the listener to sink into a reflective, meditative state. Every detail, the echo of footsteps, the shift of light, the movement of the Minotaur, is emphasized gently, reinforcing the immersive quality of the storytelling. Finally, as the narrative allows the listener to dwell on this revelation, there is a sense of quiet awe and deep calm. The Minotaur, formidable yet serene, occupies the space with a presence that is both powerful and meditative. Theseus, fully aware of the extraordinary nature of the creature, moves with intelligence, patience, and inner calm. This moment marks not only a narrative turning point, but a thematic emphasis on measured courage, careful observation, and the slow, deliberate unfolding of events. The listener is encouraged to imagine every detail fully, to feel the calm tension of the chamber, and to relax into the immersive rhythm of the story. Take a deep, slow breath. Picture the stone walls, the gentle shadows, the soft light, the measured breathing of the Minotaur, and the composed stance of Theseus. Let the calm anticipation, immersive detail, and slow, deliberate rhythm of this moment settle around you. Feel the gentle tension balanced with serenity, the extraordinary presented in a soft, contemplative way, and allow your mind to drift gently into the next chapter of the story, where courage, cleverness, and the unfolding adventure will continue at the same soothing, immersive pace. In the quiet heart of the labyrinth, where shadows curl gently along smooth stone walls and soft light filters through tiny cracks, Theseus stands poised, feeling the steady presence of the Minotaur before him. Imagine the chamber stretching out around him, vast yet contained, echoing faintly with each subtle movement. The atmosphere is calm, almost meditative, despite the extraordinary tension that hangs invisibly between hero and creature. The labyrinth itself seems to breathe in harmony with their movements, offering quiet guidance, a rhythm of awareness that is steady, deliberate, and immersive. Theseus takes a slow, deep breath, feeling the cool stone beneath his feet, the faint vibrations in the air, and the weight of anticipation settle gently into his body. He is aware of the Minotaur's size and strength, yet there is no fear in his mind. Only a calm focus, a quiet understanding that courage is measured, patience is powerful, and awareness is his greatest tool. Picture the creature shifting its massive form, muscles moving with fluid precision, its deep, slow breaths echoing softly through the chamber. Every sound, every motion, every subtle detail is absorbed by Theseus, who matches the rhythm of the labyrinth with his own careful, deliberate presence. The first contact is gentle, measured, almost like a dance rather than a clash. Imagine Theseus circling slowly, maintaining soft, deliberate steps while observing the Minotaur's movements. There is no rush, no frantic struggle, only a quiet exchange of awareness, a mutual recognition of strength and intelligence. The labyrinth itself seems to respond, guiding the hero and the creature through passages that curve and widen just enough to accommodate their movements, as if the very walls are participating in the rhythm of this mythic encounter. Theseus notices the subtle shifts in the Minotaur's stance, the flicker of its gaze, the slight tension in its limbs. Picture the hero adjusting, stepping lightly yet firmly, matching every movement with measured caution and quiet precision. He uses the calm of his mind to guide his actions, letting awareness and timing replace force and haste. Each movement becomes an extension of thought, each decision deliberate, allowing the listener to visualize the encounter as both a physical and meditative experience. The story emphasizes patience and mindfulness, demonstrating that heroism can exist within stillness, observation, and controlled action. The Minotaur, massive and imposing, moves with surprising grace, its steps heavy yet balanced, powerful yet controlled. Imagine its hooves creating soft echoes in the chamber, the faint rustle of muscles beneath its hide, and the quiet, almost imperceptible shifts in its position. These sounds, though subtle, provide guidance and rhythm to the encounter. Theseus, attuned to these cues, mirrors this rhythm with his own deliberate actions, a soft, reflective ballet between hero and beast. There is a harmony in their movements, a quiet tension that is both thrilling and calming, where danger exists without overwhelming the senses, and extraordinary presence is balanced with serene observation. Picture the hero using his surroundings, the gentle slopes of the chamber floor, subtle protrusions in the stone walls, and faint shifts in light, to maintain advantage. Each movement is calculated, deliberate, and calm. Theseus does not rush. Instead, he allows the Minotaur's movements to guide him, responding with thoughtful timing and measured force. The story encourages the listener to notice the details, the faint glimmer of light on stone, the subtle shifts in shadow, the rhythm of soft, controlled movement. Every element of the battle is presented slowly and carefully, maintaining the immersive, sleep-friendly tone of the narrative. At moments, the Minotaur pauses, its deep breathing creating a slow, meditative cadence throughout the chamber. Imagine Theseus inhaling and exhaling in harmony with this rhythm, using it to guide his focus and calm his mind. Each pause offers reflection, the opportunity to observe, and the chance to anticipate the creature's next movement. The labyrinth, with its winding corridors and gentle curves, provides subtle cues that support these strategic pauses, reinforcing the sense of a story unfolding in measured, deliberate steps rather than abrupt, jarring action. The encounter intensifies slowly, but always in a controlled, serene manner. Picture Theseus adjusting his stance, stepping lightly yet firmly, responding to the Minotaur's movements with quiet intelligence. He notices patterns, the sweep of a massive arm, the flick of a tail, the shifting gaze, and adapts, each adjustment precise and considered. The story emphasizes calm awareness over fear, strategy over chaos, and the gentle art of observation over frantic action. Listeners are invited to sink into this rhythm, to visualize the subtle interplay of motion and stillness, and to feel the gentle tension resolve into quiet focus. As the encounter progresses, Theseus draws upon every skill, both physical and mental, to maintain balance and control. Imagine the careful placement of each step, the soft pivot of the body, and the delicate timing of movements that allow him to avoid harm while guiding the Minotaur closer to a natural conclusion. The creature, powerful yet predictable in its own rhythm, moves in ways that reveal both strength and limitation, creating an intricate dance of strategy and calm bravery. The labyrinth's architecture subtly supports this interaction, with curves, recesses, and gentle slopes creating opportunities for observation, adjustment, and calculated movement. Finally, the moment of resolution arrives with the same calm deliberation that has characterized the entire narrative. Imagine Theseus, steady in mind and body, taking a final, careful action, guided by observation, preparation, and awareness. The Minotaur responds, movements slowing as the rhythm of the encounter reaches its quiet conclusion. There is no sudden shock or alarm. Only the gentle satisfaction of careful planning, the calm triumph of intelligence and courage, and the meditative closure of a conflict resolved with thoughtfulness and poise. The story encourages the listener to appreciate not only the outcome, but the process itself, slow, deliberate, and immersive. Take a deep, slow breath. Picture the soft echoes in the labyrinth chamber fading, the gentle sway of shadows, the quiet exhalation of hero and creature alike, and the serene rhythm of the stone walls around them. Feel the calm triumph of courage measured by wisdom, the steady presence of Theseus, and the subdued, almost reverent conclusion of this encounter. Let the quiet, immersive rhythm of the battle, the slow dance of awareness, observation, and measured action, settle gently around you, guiding your mind softly toward reflection, relaxation, and the continuation of this mythic journey. After the calm, measured conclusion of his encounter with the Minotaur, Theseus takes a moment to steady his breathing, to feel the weight of his victory settle gently around him. Imagine the soft echoes of the labyrinth fading into silence, the walls cool and smooth beneath his hands, and the faint traces of light reflecting along the stone pathways. There is no rush to leave. The labyrinth, with its winding corridors and subtle curves, encourages a slow, reflective movement, a meditative return through the intricate space that has tested courage, observation, and composure. Theseus begins his journey back with deliberate steps, each movement measured and calm. Picture him following the faint trail of thread he had left behind, a simple line of yarn unwinding slowly through the corridors, guiding him with quiet reassurance. The thread serves as a gentle, visual anchor in the maze, a subtle cue that ensures safe passage without breaking the serene rhythm of the story. Each step is careful, each turn observed with attention, as he retraces the path through the softly curving halls and chambers. The labyrinth seems less intimidating now, its twists and turns revealing themselves as part of a pattern, a gentle structure of order rather than chaos. The lighting in the labyrinth adds to the calming atmosphere. Imagine soft shafts of sunlight filtering through high openings, casting muted reflections on the stone floor. Shadows stretch slowly along walls, creating patterns that draw the eye and guide movement in an unhurried manner. Theseus absorbs these visual cues with quiet attentiveness, allowing the interplay of light and shadow to provide subtle guidance. The labyrinth, once a source of potential tension, now transforms into a space of reflection, observation, and gentle mindfulness. The soft rhythm of footsteps and breathing accompanies Theseus as he navigates back toward the exit. Each sound is measured, echoing faintly in the stone corridors, creating a meditative cadence that mirrors the steady, unhurried pace of his movement. Imagine the slight brush of hands against the walls, the gentle shift of weight from one foot to the other, and the faint whisper of air through narrow passageways. The labyrinth's physical space, combined with the deliberate calm of the hero, offers an immersive experience for the listener, encouraging visualization, relaxation, and subtle engagement with the narrative. Along the way, Theseus reflects on the journey he has completed, the careful observation that guided him, the patience that allowed him to understand the Minotaur's behavior, and the measured courage that led to a successful encounter. Each thought flows gently, like a slow stream moving through the corridors of the labyrinth. There is no urgency in these reflections. Instead, they reinforce the calm, deliberate tone of the story, emphasizing that heroism can exist in quiet observation, preparation, and mindful action. The listener is invited to mirror this pace, imagining each moment with gentle focus and immersive attention. The labyrinth, while complex, offers subtle cues for the return path. Imagine slight variations in stone texture, gentle shifts in air currents, and the soft patterns of light that guide Theseus's steps. Each detail is observed carefully, reinforcing the meditative quality of the journey. The hero moves slowly, appreciating the intricacies of the space rather than hurrying to escape. This emphasizes the immersive, reflective rhythm of the story, encouraging the listener to slow their own pace and sink deeply into visualization. The calm achieved through careful observation and deliberate action extends to the narrative's sensory details. Picture the faint scent of earth and stone, the soft hum of air movement through high corridors, and the gentle interplay of light and shadow across the labyrinth walls. Each sensation is experienced slowly, allowing the mind to absorb the environment fully while maintaining a sense of serenity and focus. Theseus's movements, composed and deliberate, provide a model of measured courage and mindful action that harmonizes perfectly with the bedtime-style storytelling approach. As he approaches the exit, the labyrinth begins to feel more open, less confining. Imagine the soft widening of corridors, the gentle rise of sunlight spilling into chambers, and the quiet rustle of air from the outside world. Each step brings Theseus closer to freedom while maintaining the calm rhythm of movement and observation that has characterized his journey throughout. The story emphasizes the steady pacing of events, allowing the listener to remain immersed in the narrative without sudden tension or jarring transitions. Finally, Theseus reaches the threshold of the labyrinth. Imagine the soft glow of daylight reflecting across the stone floor, the gentle warmth of the sun on his skin, and the faint, calming sounds of the palace beyond. There is a profound sense of relief and quiet triumph, not expressed in loud celebration, but in the serene acknowledgement of accomplishment and the peaceful rhythm of movement towards safety. The labyrinth, once a place of potential danger and tension, now exists as a symbol of careful observation, patience, and mindful courage. Theseus's return from the labyrinth is more than a physical journey. It is a reflection of the calm, measured approach that defines his character. Picture him stepping slowly into open spaces, taking in the gentle beauty of the palace gardens, the soft sway of trees in the breeze, and the faint trickle of fountains. Each detail is observed with quiet appreciation, reinforcing the meditative, immersive quality of the story. The listener is encouraged to absorb these elements, imagining the textures, sounds, and gentle motions in a way that promotes relaxation, visualization, and a sense of calm wonder. The journey back also offers Theseus time for reflection and gratitude. Imagine him pausing briefly to admire the quiet elegance of the palace, the soft patterns of flowers and greenery, and the harmonious rhythm of the environment. There is no urgency. The story slows to match the contemplative pace of the hero. Each breath, each step, and each observation contributes to a sense of inner calm, a recognition of courage tempered by mindfulness, and a deep connection with the serene, mythic world around him. Take a deep, slow breath. Picture the labyrinth behind you, the soft light of Crete's morning spilling gently across stone walls, and Theseus's calm, deliberate steps guiding him towards safety. Feel the steady rhythm of the story, the gentle interplay of observation and action, and the serene immersion of this mythic journey. Allow yourself to settle into the quiet pace, letting the soft anticipation of the next chapter unfold naturally, while the calm, reflective tone carries you gently forward into the continuing adventure. After escaping the labyrinth, Theseus pauses for a moment on the sunlit shores of Crete, letting the gentle warmth of the morning sun wash over him. Imagine the soft caress of the sea breeze, the faint scent of salt and wildflowers carried through the air, and the quiet rhythm of waves lapping against the sand. The sense of relief is profound but calm. There is no rush to depart. Instead, the moment invites reflection, a quiet absorption of the triumph that comes from courage, patience, and measured action. The labyrinth behind him fades into memory, replaced by the serene beauty of the island and the rhythmic calm of the journey ahead. Theseus boards the ship slowly, each movement deliberate, feeling the gentle sway of the vessel beneath his feet. The Aegean stretches wide and tranquil before him, sunlight glittering softly across its surface. The oars dip in unison, creating a gentle cadence, a quiet rhythm that carries him steadily toward Athens. Imagine the soft splashes of water, the subtle creak of wood, and the low murmur of companions moving calmly alongside him. The voyage is long but unhurried, an opportunity for reflection and appreciation of the journey, allowing the mind to settle into the rhythm of movement and observation. As the ship glides over the calm waters, Theseus thinks quietly of the lessons learned within the labyrinth. Picture him tracing the patterns of corridors and turns in his mind, recalling the delicate balance between courage and observation, action and patience. Each memory is absorbed slowly, like the gentle rise and fall of waves beneath the vessel. The labyrinth was not merely a test of strength, but a meditation in motion, a space where attention, intelligence, and composure guided every step. The listener is invited to mirror this reflective pace, imagining the hero's thoughts and movements in a similarly calm, immersive way. The journey across the sea is filled with quiet observation of the surrounding world. Imagine the soft glimmer of sunlight on water, the gentle sway of the ship, and the distant silhouette of seabirds drifting lazily above. The sailors move with calm precision, tending to ropes, adjusting sails, and observing the rhythm of the ocean with steady awareness. Each detail of the environment adds texture to the narrative, creating an immersive space for the listener to visualize and relax into. The voyage itself becomes a meditative passage, a bridge between the extraordinary events of the labyrinth and the serene return to home. Along the way, Theseus allows himself small moments of connection with the companions who journeyed with him. Imagine quiet conversations, soft laughter, and shared reflections on the labyrinth, the Minotaur, and the calm courage it required to face such a trial. These interactions are gentle, understated, and supportive, reinforcing a sense of calm companionship and shared purpose. There is no urgency or tension. The dialogue flows naturally, blending into the overall rhythm of the voyage and deepening the immersive, relaxing quality of the story. As the coastline of Athens begins to emerge from the morning haze, the landscape unfolds in soft, inviting detail. Imagine the gentle rise of hills dotted with olive trees, terraced fields glowing in warm sunlight, and the faint outlines of familiar buildings and temples. Each feature is absorbed slowly, encouraging the mind to wander peacefully through the scene, noting textures, patterns, and the serene harmony of nature and human settlement. Theseus, seeing his homecoming approach, maintains a calm presence, savoring the moment and allowing the gentle anticipation of arrival to blend seamlessly with reflection on the journey past. The approach to Athens harbor is serene, guided by the steady rhythm of oars and the subtle hum of the sea. Imagine the soft splash of water against the hull, the distant call of seagulls, and the low murmur of city life beginning to awaken in the early morning. Theseus observes the familiar shoreline with quiet appreciation, noting the gentle rise of hills, the calm movement of people along streets, and the soft glint of sunlight on tiled roofs. There is a meditative quality to this return, as the hero transitions from the extraordinary adventure of Crete to the familiar, soothing rhythms of home. As the ship docks, the people of Athens gather slowly, their expressions a mix of curiosity, relief, and quiet admiration. Imagine the gentle murmur of voices, the soft shuffle of feet along stone docks, and the warm sun casting long shadows across the scene. Theseus steps ashore with measured calm, acknowledging greetings with quiet humility. The return is not marked by loud celebration, but by a gentle sense of accomplishment and the serene satisfaction of a task completed with courage, intelligence, and composure. The narrative emphasizes the subtle power of quiet heroism, encouraging the listener to appreciate the story's reflective, immersive pacing. The city itself seems to welcome him back with soft, natural rhythms. Imagine streets lined with olive trees swaying gently in the breeze, markets beginning to open with muted sounds of early trade, and the soft clatter of tiles as artisans prepare for the day. Theseus moves through this familiar space slowly, noticing details, the texture of walls, the patterns of light on cobblestones, the gentle rustle of leaves overhead. The journey has ended, but the narrative continues to unfold at a calm, immersive pace, highlighting the quiet interaction between hero, environment, and observer. Finally, Theseus returns to King Aegeus, who watches with quiet relief and pride as his son approaches. Imagine the soft exchange of glances, the gentle smile of a father, and the unspoken acknowledgement of courage and wisdom displayed. There is no loud triumph, no sudden fanfare, only the serene satisfaction of a journey completed thoughtfully and successfully. The story allows the listener to dwell in this quiet victory, savoring the rhythm of calm resolution, the immersive details of Athens, and the reflective meditation on courage, patience, and composure. Take a deep, slow breath. Picture the gentle sway of the ship, the calm Athenian coastline, the soft glimmer of sunlight, and the serene streets welcoming Theseus home. Feel the slow, steady rhythm of the narrative, the quiet triumph of heroism achieved through mindfulness and measured courage, and allow your mind to relax into the story. Let the calm of this return guide you gently toward the next chapter, where reflection, celebration, and continued immersion in the world of myth and legend await. As the sun begins to dip toward the horizon, painting the Athenian sky in soft shades of gold and rose, Theseus reflects quietly on the journey he has completed. Imagine him walking slowly through the familiar streets of Athens, the gentle clatter of sandals on stone paving blending with the muted sounds of evening, the distant hum of conversation, the soft rustle of leaves in olive trees, and the faint cries of seagulls returning to the harbor. The city is calm, serene, and welcoming, yet a shadow of worry lingers in his mind. The threat of signal flags, sails, or tokens meant to guide his father, King Aegeus, has been overlooked. Theseus remembers the promise, the subtle sign meant to prevent misunderstanding, the white sails that should have signaled triumph and safety. Instead, in the quiet rhythm of departure, those sails remain dark, unnoticed, and unraised. Imagine the soft tension of realization pressing lightly against his calm, measured thoughts. It is not fear or panic that dominates, but quiet regret, a gentle acknowledgement of oversight in the midst of a journey marked by careful observation and courage. This small lapse becomes a moment for reflection, a meditation on human imperfection, even amid extraordinary heroism. As twilight deepens, Theseus climbs the gentle hills overlooking the harbor. The city below is bathed in muted, golden light, rooftops casting long, soft shadows across cobblestone streets. The rhythm of his steps is deliberate and unhurried, echoing faintly in the calm air. Each movement mirrors the reflective state of his mind, each breath a quiet measure of patience and thought. The narrative allows the listener to slow alongside him, imagining the delicate interplay of shadow, light, and texture as he approaches the cliff where his father awaits. King Aegeus stands quietly atop the high cliff, a solitary figure in the soft evening glow. Imagine his hands resting lightly on the parapet, the gentle breeze moving through his hair, and the calm, steady gaze he casts toward the horizon. For hours he has waited, unaware that the black sails have betrayed no news, no sign of Theseus's success. The king's worry is subtle, a soft tension within an otherwise composed presence. The story emphasizes the calm gravity of anticipation, focusing on internal reflection rather than dramatic alarm, guiding the listener to a slow, immersive visualization of emotion and environment. Theseus approaches quietly, descending toward the harbor with measured steps. Picture the gentle sway of water reflecting twilight hues, the faint sounds of evening activities, boats being secured, merchants finishing their trade, and the distant call of a lone seabird. Each detail enriches the scene, adding layers of sensory experience while maintaining a soothing, meditative pace. Theseus knows what he must reveal, yet he moves slowly, appreciating the calm complexity of the moment and the quiet interplay between expectation and revelation. The revelation to King Aegeus is neither loud nor abrupt. Imagine Theseus standing before his father, his posture composed, his voice measured. He recounts the journey, the Minotaur, the Labyrinth, and the triumph that has been achieved with courage and patience. Every word is deliberate, each phrase softened by the calm tone of reflection. The story encourages the listener to imagine the exchange in detail, the subtle movements, the soft intonation of speech, and the gentle cadence of shared understanding. There is a quiet power in this communication, a measured acknowledgement of human success intertwined with human error. King Aegeus listens attentively, the soft evening breeze brushing his face, the distant shimmer of water reflecting warm light on his features. Imagine his slow inhalation, the gentle exhalation, and the calm recognition that comes too late. The absence of white sails is realized not with panic, but with a quiet inevitability. This moment is portrayed as a gentle unfolding of consequence, emphasizing reflection and calm acceptance rather than dramatic shock. The listener is invited to feel the weight of subtle loss and the beauty of measured understanding within a softly immersive narrative. The impact of the lost signal carries both poignancy and meditation. Imagine Theseus stepping aside, allowing the quiet gravity of the moment to fill the space, the interplay of soft shadows, the gentle warmth of the setting sun, and the distant murmur of the city. It is a lesson in human oversight, a reminder that even the most courageous and deliberate actions may be affected by small, unseen factors. The narrative emphasizes the calm reflection inherent in mythic storytelling, where tragedy and triumph coexist in a measured, contemplative rhythm. As twilight gives way to early night, the soft light fades from the city, replaced by the muted glow of lanterns and stars. Imagine Theseus and King Aegeus standing together, silently observing the horizon, the gentle lapping of waves against the shore below, and the peaceful sway of the harbor. This is a moment of shared understanding, quiet grief, and deep reflection, a pause that allows both characters and the listener to absorb the full weight of events without disturbance or rush. The scene is immersive, inviting visualization, mindfulness, and a subtle emotional engagement that maintains relaxation and calm focus. The narrative lingers on these small details, the distant glow of candles in homes, the gentle movement of boats in the harbor, the rustle of leaves in the evening wind. Each element reinforces the reflective atmosphere, allowing the listener to imagine the scene fully and settle into a gentle, contemplative rhythm. Theseus's inner thoughts, King Aegeus's quiet disappointment, and the serene environment combine to create a soft, immersive meditation on courage, responsibility, and the delicate interplay of human action and consequence. Finally, the story guides the listener to a sense of resolution and calm. Theseus, though aware of the unintended consequence, remains composed, reflecting on his actions, the journey, and the lessons learned. Picture him standing on the cliff's edge, the warm night breeze brushing his face, the soft sound of waves, and the tranquil shimmer of stars above. The narrative encourages a deep, slow breath, an acknowledgement of both human imperfection and heroism, and a gentle immersion in the reflective, contemplative atmosphere of the evening. The story gently prepares the listener for the next chapter, where the calm unfolding of legacy, recognition, and mythic continuation will carry forward in the soothing rhythm of bedtime storytelling. Take a deep, slow breath. Visualize the soft, fading light of the evening, the gentle sway of water, the subtle reflection of stars, and the calm, composed presence of Theseus beside his father. Let the quiet meditation on human choices, gentle consequences, and measured heroism settle softly around you. carrying the mind into relaxation, visualization, and the continuing immersive journey through myth. With the quiet evening settling over Athens, imagine Theseus walking slowly through the familiar streets, the soft glow of lanterns casting gentle pools of light along stone pathways. The city hums softly in the background, a soothing symphony of muted conversation, the rustle of olive leaves, and the distant lapping of water against the harbor. Each step he takes is deliberate, measured, and calm, reflecting the stillness of a hero who has completed an extraordinary journey yet remains deeply connected to the rhythm of everyday life. The Labyrinth and the Minotaur now exist in memory, a testament to courage, wisdom, and patient observation, leaving behind lessons that echo quietly in the city around him. Theseus reflects on the balance between human effort and fate, understanding that courage alone is not enough. It must be accompanied by wisdom, patience, and careful observation. Imagine him pausing at familiar locations, a quiet fountain, a small grove of olive trees, the soft arch of a city gate, and contemplating how each step of his journey shaped his understanding of responsibility and consequence. The narrative slows here, emphasizing mindfulness and reflection, allowing the listener to immerse fully in the calm rhythm of heroism, where each moment is as meaningful as the outcome itself. As he moves through the city, Theseus considers the people of Athens, the citizens who will learn of his journey and the impact of his deeds on generations to come. Picture him observing the gentle interactions of families in courtyards, children playing softly under the setting sun, and merchants arranging wares with careful attention. These small, everyday moments contrast with the grandeur and intensity of his adventure, creating a sense of grounded reflection. The story emphasizes this juxtaposition, highlighting that heroism is not only about extraordinary feats, but also about the calm, thoughtful integration of those experiences into the ongoing rhythm of life. The legacy of Theseus is not only in his triumph over the Minotaur, but in the subtle, quiet ways his journey inspires courage and intelligence in others. Imagine him sharing stories softly with companions and younger citizens, recounting his careful steps through the labyrinth, the patience that guided him, and the observation that ensured both safety and success. Each retelling is calm, measured, and immersive, allowing listeners, both within the story and in the audience, to appreciate the deliberate rhythm of courage and wisdom. The lessons are conveyed not through loud exclamations, but through gentle reflection, soft repetition, and the enduring calm of storytelling. Imagine the city slowly responding to his return. The streets feel lighter, the air infused with subtle anticipation and admiration, yet in a gentle, measured way. The presence of Theseus inspires others to consider their own actions thoughtfully, to reflect on courage and mindfulness, and to understand the importance of calm awareness in the face of challenges. The narrative lingers on these quiet impacts, emphasizing a slow, immersive flow where the listener can imagine the ripple effects of heroism spreading gently through a community, like sunlight touching every corner of a serene courtyard. The story also reflects on the internal legacy, the personal growth that comes from navigating trials with patience and care. Imagine Theseus standing on a balcony overlooking the city, the soft glow of evening illuminating his thoughtful expression. He contemplates the labyrinth, the Minotaur, and the delicate interplay of action and consequence that defined his journey. This reflection is calm, meditative, and immersive, inviting the listener to dwell on the profound yet gentle lessons embedded in myth, that courage tempered by wisdom and triumph guided by mindfulness leaves a lasting imprint not only on history, but on the human heart. As night deepens, the city of Athens seems to exhale softly, a quiet mirror of the hero's own sense of peace and achievement. Imagine moonlight spilling over rooftops, shadows of olive trees stretching gently across the stone streets, and the distant, rhythmic lapping of waves at the harbor. Theseus moves slowly among the lantern-lit paths, absorbing the serene beauty of the city, and letting the calm rhythm of evening guide his thoughts. The narrative encourages the listener to settle into the gentle cadence of reflection, visualizing the interplay of light, shadow, and tranquility as the city and hero alike embrace the quiet completion of an extraordinary chapter. The legacy of Theseus extends beyond immediate deeds. It is a continuous thread, weaving courage, intelligence, and mindfulness into the fabric of Athenian culture. Imagine the soft transmission of stories from elders to children, the gentle admiration of citizens in quiet conversation, and the careful teaching of values learned through mythic experience. Each retelling reinforces the calm, reflective tone of the story, allowing listeners to immerse themselves in a layered, meditative exploration of heroism that is simultaneously personal, communal, and timeless. Theseus's own reflection continues as he considers the importance of humility and foresight. Imagine him pausing to observe the soft ripples of a nearby fountain, listening to the gentle whisper of wind through leaves, and feeling the steady heartbeat of the city around him. The story emphasizes that even extraordinary courage must coexist with awareness of consequence, thoughtfulness, and respect for the subtle forces that shape human life. This quiet lesson, woven gently into the narrative, allows the listener to internalize calm insight while remaining fully immersed in the soothing, reflective rhythm of storytelling. Finally, as night embraces Athens, Theseus finds a place of quiet rest, reflecting on the balance of action, consequence, and the gentle unfolding of legacy. Picture him sitting under the soft glow of the moon, listening to the rhythmic sway of leaves, the distant hum of the harbor, and the tranquil pulse of the city. He contemplates how his deeds, calm and deliberate, will resonate through time, not in sudden clamor, but as a steady, gentle example of courage, intelligence, and mindfulness. The story closes this chapter in a soft, immersive cadence, allowing the listener to drift into reflection, calm visualization, and peaceful immersion in the timeless world of myth. Take a deep, slow breath. Visualize the quiet streets of Athens, the soft lantern glow, the gentle rhythm of daily life, and the composed presence of Theseus as he contemplates the enduring impact of his journey. Let the calm, measured pace of this narrative settle softly around you, guiding the mind gently into rest, reflection, and the immersive continuation of mythic storytelling. As the soft night air settles over Athens, imagine the city bathed in muted moonlight, each street and courtyard illuminated gently by the glow of lanterns and stars above. The world feels calm, quiet, and receptive to reflection, a perfect environment to consider the journey of Theseus, the Labyrinth, and the Minotaur. In this serene moment, the story shifts from the events themselves to the deeper lessons woven into the myth, inviting the listener to pause, breathe, and absorb the timeless moral reflections embedded within this ancient tale. One of the most profound lessons is the power of courage guided by mindfulness. Picture Theseus standing quietly in the labyrinth, each step deliberate, each decision thoughtful, navigating a complex and potentially dangerous path. His courage was not reckless. It was measured and informed by careful observation and patience. This teaches that true bravery is not the absence of fear, but the ability to remain calm, aware, and focused even in the face of uncertainty. The labyrinth itself becomes a metaphor for life's challenges, intricate, sometimes confusing, yet navigable with clarity, attention, and inner composure. Another important moral is the value of preparation and foresight. Imagine the thread Theseus used to navigate the labyrinth, a simple yet profound tool that ensured he could find his way back. This thread represents planning, prudence, and the quiet thoughtfulness necessary to navigate life's complex paths. The story encourages the listener to consider their own metaphorical threads, tools, habits, or strategies that provide gentle guidance and reassurance amid challenges. It highlights that careful preparation allows courage to be effective, transforming potential danger into an opportunity for calm, deliberate action. The story also emphasizes the delicate interplay between human agency and consequence. Picture Theseus returning to Athens, reflecting on the mist-white sails that would have signaled his triumph to King Aegeus. Even the most heroic actions can carry unforeseen consequences, reminding the listener that life requires both courage and mindfulness of impact. This gentle acknowledgement of human imperfection fosters reflection rather than anxiety, encouraging the audience to internalize lessons about responsibility, awareness, and the quiet, thoughtful consideration of outcomes. Additionally, the myth highlights the importance of observation and adaptability. Imagine Theseus moving through the labyrinth, noticing subtle changes in stone, light, and sound, adjusting his movements carefully with each new detail. Observation allowed him to anticipate challenges, avoid danger, and approach the Minotaur with measured confidence. This teaches a broader lesson. In life, subtle awareness and the ability to adapt calmly to changing circumstances are invaluable. The narrative gently guides the listener to mirror this reflective practice, encouraging a meditative focus on observation, mindfulness, and adaptive thinking in daily life. The Minotaur itself embodies the lesson of confronting one's fears with composure. Picture the creature's immense form in the central chamber, a presence both formidable and awe-inspiring. Theseus approached not with rashness, but with steady awareness, matching the creature's rhythm with his own deliberate movements. This teaches that fear, when acknowledged and approached mindfully, can be transformed into an opportunity for insight and growth. The story invites the listener to reflect on their own challenges and fears, imagining them as manageable within the calm, deliberate rhythm exemplified by Theseus. The narrative also imparts the value of legacy and the quiet influence of one's actions. Imagine Theseus returning to Athens, the city slowly absorbing the story of his deeds. His journey becomes a model for others, demonstrating that courage, intelligence, and mindfulness leave a lasting imprint, not always through loud, immediate recognition, but through subtle, steady influence over time. This moral encourages the listener to consider the impact of their own choices, fostering a sense of continuity, responsibility, and thoughtful action in a gentle, reflective manner. Another layer of reflection concerns humility and awareness of human limits. Even a hero like Theseus experiences oversight, as seen in the tragic consequences of the mist's signal sails. This subtle reminder teaches that even extraordinary efforts are tempered by circumstance, and that humility and reflection are essential companions to courage. Imagine the quiet weight of realization, the soft lessons learned through observation and reflection, and the gentle reminder that life's complexity requires patience, mindfulness, and acceptance of imperfection. The labyrinth itself can be seen as a metaphor for life's journey. Intricate, challenging, yet navigable with patience, careful observation, and calm courage. Imagine moving through winding corridors, noting each detail, pausing to reflect, adjusting your steps thoughtfully. The story's immersive style allows the listener to experience this metaphor slowly, internalizing the lessons of deliberate action, mindful observation, and adaptive strategy in a relaxing, meditative manner. It encourages the mind to wander gently through life's complexities while maintaining awareness and composure. The myth also subtly reinforces the principle of balance between action and reflection, courage and caution, heroism and humility. Picture Theseus navigating these dualities, each decision carefully measured, each movement deliberate, and each reflection contributing to a greater understanding of himself and the world. The story encourages the listener to contemplate similar balances in their own lives, fostering a calm, meditative awareness of the need for equilibrium in thought, action, and emotional response. Finally, the story emphasizes the enduring power of narrative itself. The tale of Theseus, the Labyrinth, and the Minotaur continues to inspire reflection, calm meditation, and gentle learning across generations. Imagine listening to these events unfold, each detail soft and deliberate, each lesson layered quietly into the narrative. The listener is invited to absorb these lessons, allowing the calm rhythm of storytelling to guide thought, reflection, and relaxation, while visualizing the timeless themes of courage, mindfulness, and human growth. Take a deep, slow breath. Picture the soft, moonlit streets of Athens, the gentle sway of olive branches, the calm reflection of water in the harbor, and the quiet resonance of lessons learned. Feel the gentle rhythm of the story, the soft unfolding of insight, and the immersive, reflective meditation on courage, wisdom, and human experience. Let these moral lessons settle gently in the mind, guiding thought toward calm reflection, visualization, and a sense of serene, immersive engagement with the world of myth. As the night deepens over Athens, imagine the soft glow of moonlight spilling across quiet streets, the gentle sway of olive branches, and the muted reflections of stars in the calm harbor waters. The city rests peacefully, each element moving in quiet harmony, a fitting backdrop for reflection on the story that has just unfolded. The tale of Theseus, the Labyrinth, and the Minotaur has reached its near conclusion, leaving space for gentle contemplation, calm insight, and immersive visualization. The listener is invited to linger in this soothing atmosphere, absorbing both the narrative and the soft lessons embedded within it. The journey has been long and measured, filled with reflection, courage, and careful observation. Imagine the slow unfolding of each event, the winding corridors of the labyrinth, the steady presence of the Minotaur, the deliberate actions of Theseus, and the eventual return to Athens. Each moment has been presented with calm precision, allowing the listener to visualize every detail and experience the gentle rhythm of mythic storytelling. This pacing encourages a deep sense of immersion, guiding the mind into relaxation, meditation, and a reflective state that prepares it to gently release tension and rest. As we consider the story in its entirety, imagine the soft interplay of courage and mindfulness, risk and preparation, action and reflection. Theseus embodies the balance of thought and deed, moving through challenges with measured awareness rather than haste. The labyrinth, with its complex twists and hidden dangers, represents life's uncertainties, while the thread of foresight, the careful planning, and the gentle observation of the hero provide guidance. Listeners are encouraged to internalize these metaphors, allowing the slow, deliberate rhythm of the narrative to guide thought, reflection, and calm imagination. The closing thoughts also invite reflection on the subtle power of story itself. Picture the quiet repetition of these events in your mind, the unfolding of corridors, the measured movements, the thoughtful pauses, and the immersive details. Each retelling, each layer of description, reinforces a sense of calm, a gentle connection to timeless myth, and a meditative focus on heroism, courage, and mindfulness. This is storytelling not for excitement or alarm, but for immersion, relaxation, and the deep pleasure of visualizing a mythic world in careful, reflective detail. Consider, too, the broader lessons of patience and resilience. Imagine Theseus navigating each challenge with a steady mind, observing carefully and responding thoughtfully. The listener is invited to mirror this approach, internalizing the rhythm of patience, awareness, and measured action in their own thoughts and visualization. Each obstacle encountered, each decision made with calm deliberation, reinforces the power of measured heroism, a lesson that is both timeless and deeply relaxing when experienced in immersive storytelling form. The narrative also emphasizes quiet humility and reflection. Even in triumph, there are moments of oversight, as with the mist-white sails and gentle consequences that follow. These subtle touches remind the listener that life, like myth, is a mixture of achievement and imperfection, and that reflection, awareness, and adaptability are as important as courage. Picture Theseus pausing, observing, and considering the wider effects of his actions, each moment reinforcing mindfulness, calm thought, and introspective awareness. The setting itself contributes to this immersive experience. Imagine Athens at night. Soft lamplight illuminating gentle streets, the muted sway of trees, and the rhythmic lapping of water at the harbor. These elements create a serene backdrop, reinforcing the story's calm, meditative tone. The listener can visualize the gentle interplay of light, sound, and movement, allowing imagination to unfold slowly and peacefully, absorbing both the narrative and its underlying lessons in a state of quiet reflection. As the story winds toward its farewell, imagine the subtle sense of closure and gentle satisfaction. The labyrinth is behind, the Minotaur subdued, the journey completed with intelligence, courage, and measured action. Theseus stands quietly, reflecting on the lessons learned, the risks navigated, and the balance between human effort and consequence. This calm reflection models an approach to life that combines courage with mindfulness, action with observation, and heroism with quiet humility. The listener is invited to absorb this rhythm, feeling the gentle settling of thoughts and a soft, meditative ease. The story's farewell encourages deep, immersive visualization. Picture the hero walking through the moonlit streets one last time, the city calm, the soft glow of lanterns guiding him, and the distant harbor reflecting starlight. Each step is measured, reflective, and serene, emphasizing the contemplative qualities of heroism and the meditative value of mythic storytelling. The narrative invites the listener to internalize these details, allowing the gentle imagery to guide relaxation, visualization, and a soft focus on calm reflection, ultimately preparing the mind for rest and peaceful immersion in thought. Finally, as we leave the story, imagine the soft exhalation of breath, the gentle sway of trees in the evening breeze, and the quiet pulse of a world at rest. The narrative has guided the listener through myth, courage, reflection, and insight, all presented in a slow, deliberate rhythm designed for calm immersion and relaxation. Take a deep, slow breath, letting the lessons of Theseus and the Labyrinth settle gently in your mind. Feel the quiet, meditative pace of the journey, the soft presence of mythic wonder, and the serene, reflective closure of the story's final moments. Allow the mind to rest in this calm space, imagining Athens in soft moonlight, the labyrinth behind, and the heroic journey fully complete. The narrative encourages a lingering sense of quiet reflection, peaceful visualization, and gentle relaxation, guiding the listener toward a natural conclusion while maintaining the immersive, soothing rhythm of storytelling that has carried them through the myth. As the story of Theseus, the Labyrinth, and the Minotaur comes to a close, imagine yourself lying comfortably, body relaxed, eyes gently closed, and mind ready to drift into a deep, restorative sleep. The soft echo of the journey remains in your imagination, but now the focus shifts from adventure and reflection to gentle, meditative relaxation. This is the final wind down, a space where every detail of the myth can guide the mind toward calm, restorative immersion, like the soft lapping of waves at the edge of a quiet shore. Begin by taking a deep, slow breath. Inhale through your nose, feeling the air fill your lungs, expanding your chest gently. Hold it for a moment, savoring the sensation, and then exhale slowly through your mouth, releasing tension with the soft, quiet rhythm of breath. Picture the rhythm of Theseus's own movement through the labyrinth mirrored in your breathing, deliberate, steady, calm. Each inhale brings a sense of gentle awareness. Each exhale releases worry, tension, and the weight of the day. The story invites you to synchronize with this slow, peaceful rhythm, allowing the body and mind to settle fully. Visualize the labyrinth one last time, not as a place of fear or challenge, but as a serene and quiet space. The stone walls curve gently, softened by muted light, shadows stretching long and delicate across the corridors. Each twist and turn flows naturally into the next, a soft, gentle maze that guides the mind rather than confuses it. Imagine yourself moving through it alongside Theseus, slow, deliberate steps echoing softly against the smooth stones, each step a meditation in awareness and presence. The labyrinth is no longer threatening. It is a place of calm reflection, a space where the journey inward mirrors the journey towards sleep. Now, imagine the Minotaur not as a creature to fear, but as a symbol of inner strength and challenge. Picture its immense form standing quietly, not imposing but steady, a reflection of life's obstacles approached with mindfulness and courage. Theseus has faced it and moved past it, and you, too, can move past the challenges of your day. With each slow, measured breath, allow a sense of calm confidence to rise within you. Feel the gentle strength of inner courage, the quiet wisdom of observation, and the serene composure that comes from overcoming difficulties with awareness and care. Picture yourself back in Athens, the city quiet under a soft, moonlit sky. The streets are calm, lanterns glow gently, and the harbor reflects a steady shimmer of starlight. Imagine Theseus walking slowly through these streets, the rhythm of his steps matched to your own breathing. The familiar landmarks, the olive trees, the stone fountains, the soft curves of rooftops, create a comforting, immersive landscape. As you visualize each detail, notice the gentle sway of leaves, the distant lapping of water, and the quiet hum of the city at rest. Each image, subtle and soft, guides your mind deeper into relaxation. Focus now on your body, letting the story's rhythm anchor you in physical calm. Feel the gentle weight of your limbs, the slow rise and fall of your chest, and the subtle warmth of relaxation spreading through your muscles. Imagine the gentle movement of the sea breeze across your skin, the soft murmur of waves, and the quiet peace of night. Your body mirrors the story, calm, deliberate, and deeply settled. With each breath, feel tension melting away, replaced by a soothing sense of presence and serenity, as if the lessons of courage, mindfulness, and reflection are flowing through every part of you. Now, allow your mind to drift gently through the journey of Theseus one last time, moving in slow, reflective waves. Picture the heroic courage, the careful observation, the patient navigation of the labyrinth, and the calm, triumphant return to Athens. Let each detail unfold like a soft, slow-moving river, gentle and steady, carrying your thoughts toward rest. There is no rush, no urgency, only a meditative immersion in the rhythm of myth, a quiet engagement with story, and the soothing repetition of imagery that relaxes and comforts. Consider the lessons learned from the story, but not as obligations or mental exercises, simply as soft, gentle insights. Courage tempered by awareness, patience guiding action, reflection balancing heroism, and mindfulness shaping response. Imagine these qualities as warm, calming lights that settle softly into your mind, illuminating peaceful pathways for thought and relaxation. They exist quietly, without demand or expectation, offering reassurance, focus, and a serene sense of guidance as your mind drifts toward sleep. Now, shift your attention to the present, to the gentle rhythm of your breath and the softness of your surroundings. Visualize the gentle sway of the harbor, the soft glimmer of lanterns, and the quiet hush of the city at night. Each element reinforces a meditative awareness, allowing you to feel grounded, relaxed, and safe. Let the imagery and gentle pacing of the story dissolve the busyness of the day, replacing it with the calm steadiness of a night sky reflected in still waters, the quiet pulse of life slowing to match your relaxed state. Allow your thoughts to soften, like waves lapping gently on a shore. Picture yourself lying in quiet comfort, supported, safe, and free to drift. The story has provided a gentle scaffold, heroic imagery, reflective pauses, meditative movement, and calming sensory details, all designed to lull the mind into a state of restful immersion. Let these elements linger softly as your consciousness shifts toward sleep. Imagine each breath as a gentle step deeper into rest, each heartbeat a soft echo of calm strength, each thought melting quietly into a state of relaxation and peaceful presence. Finally, imagine the moon rising higher, the city fully embraced by night, and the soft, quiet whisper of the wind as it moves through the streets of Athens. You are here, in a calm, immersive space, ready to drift. The labyrinth, the Minotaur, the heroism, the lessons, all rest now in memory, a soft, guiding current carrying your mind into gentle sleep. Take one final, deep breath, and as you exhale, allow yourself to release fully, to settle completely, and to drift peacefully, comfortably, and deeply into restorative rest. Sleep now, carrying the calm rhythm of myth, the gentle lessons of courage and mindfulness, and the immersive, reflective journey of Theseus with you. Let your mind wander slowly through the labyrinth of dreams, guided by the soft, deliberate, and soothing cadence of story. Tonight, like Theseus, move confidently through your own inner world, navigating challenges with calm observation, reflection, and serene composure. Rest, drift, dream. As the story of Theseus and the labyrinth gently settles into memory, imagine yourself lying comfortably, body fully relaxed, and mind ready to drift into the deepest, most restorative sleep. The city of Athens rests quietly under the soft glow of the moon, the streets bathed in silver light, and the distant harbor reflecting a slow, peaceful shimmer. The air carries the gentle rustle of olive branches, the faint whisper of waves, and the calming hum of the night. Every sound, every image, every gentle movement becomes part of a soothing rhythm, guiding your mind toward rest. Take a slow, deep breath. Inhale through your nose, letting the air fill your lungs, expanding your chest gently, and then exhale softly through your mouth, releasing any lingering tension. With each breath, feel the body sinking deeper into comfort, as though the soft weight of the evening, the calm of Athens, and the reflective lessons of the story are enveloping you in a blanket of serene stillness. Let your mind match the rhythm of this slow, gentle breathing, each cycle carrying you closer to a state of peaceful relaxation. Visualize Theseus now walking calmly through the quiet streets of his city one last time. Each step is unhurried, deliberate, and reflective. The soft glow of lanterns casts long, gentle shadows across stone paths, and the subtle movement of trees in the night breeze creates a soothing dance of light and shadow. Imagine the hero's calm presence mirrored in your own body and mind, allowing every muscle, every thought, and every breath to slow naturally, following the rhythm of his deliberate, composed pace. Think of the labyrinth, now distant and quiet, its twists and turns left behind. The Minotaur, subdued, rests only in memory, a gentle symbol of challenge overcome. Picture the pathways fading softly into the imagination, leaving behind the calm confidence, careful observation, and measured courage Theseus gained through the journey. These qualities, visualized gently, can now settle in your mind like soft, steady embers, radiating warmth, calm, and reassurance as you drift towards sleep. Now, allow your mind to focus on the lessons of the story, not in a way that demands thought, but as a soft, reflective glow of insight. Courage tempered with awareness, patience guiding action, observation providing clarity, and humility fostering gentle wisdom. Each lesson flows slowly, quietly, like a river moving through a calm landscape. Picture them weaving gently into your consciousness, guiding a sense of inner calm and resilience that will accompany you into sleep. Imagine yourself lying in a serene place inspired by the story. A quiet courtyard in Athens under a star-strewn sky, the faint shimmer of lantern light on stone, the distant ripple of water in the harbor, and the subtle sway of olive branches. Every detail is soft, immersive, and calming. Each breath matches the gentle rhythm of the environment, allowing the imagination to linger in this meditative space, where body, mind, and imagination are aligned in quiet, restorative harmony. Feel your muscles releasing tension, each one softening as if guided by the calm rhythm of Theseus's journey. The shoulders relax, the arms feel light, the legs sink into comfort, and the face softens, the jaw unclenching, the eyes resting gently. Each breath carries the body deeper into relaxation as the mind mirrors the calm, deliberate pace of mythic storytelling, slowly letting go of the day and surrendering fully to the rhythm of the night. Now, drift mentally through the gentle reflections of the story one last time. Imagine Theseus observing Athens from a quiet balcony, the city bathed in moonlight, peaceful and still. He reflects quietly on the journey, the courage displayed, the lessons learned, and the legacy left behind. Each element is soft and calm, inviting the listener to match the hero's reflective pace with gentle, meditative focus. Allow your mind to absorb these images like a warm, soft blanket, comforting and steady, carrying you deeper into mental and physical rest. The narrative encourages a final letting go, a slow release of all lingering thoughts. Imagine them drifting away like autumn leaves on a gentle breeze, soft and effortless, leaving only calm, reflective awareness. The labyrinth, the Minotaur, the journey, all rest quietly in memory, leaving a gentle impression of courage, mindfulness, and serenity. Picture yourself breathing deeply, each inhalation bringing calm awareness, each exhalation releasing tension, gently syncing with the tranquil rhythm of night and the soothing pulse of the story. Finally, visualize yourself fully embraced by the calm of night. The city is still, the stars glimmer softly, and the air carries the faint whispers of the world settling down. Allow the mind to float in this space, serene and steady, guided by the rhythm of mythic reflection. Picture the story fading slowly, leaving behind a soft, glowing warmth of relaxation, readiness, and safety. Your body, your breath, and your imagination are aligned in perfect harmony, preparing for the restorative, deep sleep that awaits. Take one last, slow, deep breath. Inhale the calm, reflective energy of the story, and exhale fully, releasing any remaining tension, worry, or thought. Feel the gentle settling of your mind, the soothing rhythm of your heartbeat, and the serene weight of your body resting in comfort. Drift now into sleep, carried by the slow, immersive, meditative rhythm of Theseus's story and the soft, reflective journey you've experienced. Let your dreams flow gently, guided by the calm, deliberate pace of myth and the quiet, restorative lessons of courage, patience, and mindfulness. Sleep now, fully, deeply, and peacefully. Let the story, the reflections, and the gentle imagery remain as a soft, comforting presence, carrying you into a night of calm rest, gentle dreams, and immersive relaxation. Drift effortlessly, like a slow river flowing under the moonlight, resting entirely in the quiet, restorative embrace of night.